Recording in progress.
What it do, what it do, what it do. It is your boy, Andrew, aka Mr. Goody Two Shoes, and who am I with as always? It's Joseph Huggins, aka Old Man Huggie. Talk shit or get off the pod, episode 139. Where's Ivanka, man? Where's Ivanka? Welcome, motherfuckers.
Wait, you changed the title?
Oh, Joseph's on mute like an amateur.
Well, on that, I said, what's up? You changed the title? I didn't know you changed the title. That's what I did. Okay.
I thought you changed it to.
I didn't change it to Where's Ivanka.
No, I know.
Well, I just put, what is it? Donnie's Day in Court.
Yeah, you put Don. Okay.
If you change it, I change it to whatever it is. I try to keep it as close as possible.
Right. I thought usually. Well, I thought that you had stuck with your original title, and so that meant that you didn't like my title, so then I went off the cuff.
Access to like $2 billion in Saudi
She needs
money.
to be away from Donald Trump. That's what she needs to be. She's like, he's fucking up the money. He's fucking up the cool parties. He's fucking up everything.
Yeah, that is true.
She's like, Dad, me and Jared are real billionaires. Let me tell you about it.
Yeah.
It's amazing if you're not a dick.
Yeah.
Like, you have to like accomplish something.
Oh, she had a big club in like far East Dallas, Mesquite.
Because they're Mexican. Because they're Mexican.
Well, just like the rosary, the way they conduct, like what we're used to. If you go to a church, like a funeral, like
I go to a funeral every year when I see the Cowboys not make
bam, bam, bam.
the conference final. That's right.
But I mean, just shout out, and if you love someone, let them know, man. That's all, you know. It was. And then, yeah, it went away. He came back to work, so that's the best. Is that I got because where I work,
And he never made it anywhere because he was a Mexican and he never got promoted.
No, whatever, dude. He was a. Don't say that, dude. That's fucked up. No, like he was like.
I'm saying that about specific people that I know that make decisions in your company. That's why I said that. Not like I'm not like hating on Mexicans. I'm like,
no, and don't hate on my dude. I would just stop. I mean, just say them apart, like, because I mean, you don't know the situation, but it was like to me to see all of his family and how big his family was. I mean, he was a badass dude, so I mean, he had nothing to worry about for sure. He was an OG, so he was definitely taken care of in a lot of ways that I won't discuss on air. But I mean, no, he was. It was interesting. It was. Like I said, one of the most beautiful services because it was so different. There was so much singing involved, and like guitar. It was like this whole thing. Was
it at like a Catholic church?
No, it was at like a small funeral home in like far East Mesquite, like rough neighborhood, rough area. It was like an hour and a half drive for me to get there. It was like worth it, but I mean, because he was like, I can't. Such a good fucking dude. Like I'll talk to you about, like tell you some of it off air, but like. It's like it was just like seemed fucked up, if that makes sense. Sorry, I know I'm just like I found out like over the weekend.
Let's pivot.
I found over the weekend and it was just like whoosh, I feel better about it. But it was not even an event. It was just like if you love someone, let them know. People are important. Time that we spend with each other is important. Just like this podcast.
Well, because I am a professional and this is the best podcast in the world, the number one podcast in the world actually. The all-in besties say that, and they're like, they don't have any stats to prove it. So I'm just gonna start saying that too. Funeral home situation that I saw on the news. I think it was Tennessee on Monday or maybe earlier today. A woman who was pronounced dead was sent to the funeral home, and they found out that she was still alive, like when she was already at the fucking funeral home. Yeah. And then like the cop got up there. He's like, I mean, there's been mistakes before, but nothing that like it always gets caught way before this stage.
Yeah, that's like I saw that.
How do you pronounce somebody dead who's not dead? Like, is that like?
I think that happens. Like,
something
that's not
that
the first time.
Is
It's
that
not the
something
first
that I
time I've
just
heard
don't
that.
understand about it? Like, the death process.
Maybe if you have such a low heart rate that it's like it doesn't feel like it's traceable. I mean, I don't know. I don't fucking know.
But like, how long do you wait around to confirm it? Like, doesn't rigor mortis set in like kind of quick? Like, if they're like still warm, maybe hold off.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they just found her and they were like, ah.
They're trying to get that funeral home check.
We know it was gonna. Dude, there's some wild shit like that. That's a whole rabbit hole of like. I think I saw a couple years ago where somebody owned a cemetery and kept burying people on top of people and like charging people for lots, and then they go there and they couldn't find their family members because they'd replaced the headstone and all sorts of crazy shit. And when you do stuff like that, man, you get in a shit ton of trouble.
Yeah, no shit.
Like
desecrating the
like crazy. And when you do it like
not
400 or
not
500
in Trump
times,
America, not in Trump America. He just buries his ex-wife on his golf course for tax purposes, literally.
True.
Like, if that fact was attributable to any other politician, their career would be over.
Yeah.
That's not even brought up on on a deep dive. You know, like that's how bad that person is.
No, because you'd ask him about it, he'd be like, some people say it was smart. A lot of people say it was one of the best moves I made. I'm smart when it comes to taxes. That's why I pay no taxes, okay? Everybody's talking about it.
It's insanity. Like, who even came up with that scheme? That has to be Stephen Miller.
Stephen Miller or John Eastman or shit, even or Rudy. I could see Giuliani doing this. Like,
No. Eastman and Giuliani are they go out and just repeat what they're telling him to say.
No, but Rudy.
Stephen Miller is writing the lyrics.
He's writing the lyrics, but Rudy Giuliani's like drunk and hanging around him all the time, and he's probably said you could probably, because when he's drunk he talks like Harry Carey. You could probably just bury her on the course, and then you pay less taxes, and he'd be like, wow. He's like, that's a really good idea.
Okay, first of all, they didn't hang out up until the end, till January 6th, basically. Like, Giuliani wasn't really around, in the White House.
No, he was lurking, dude. He wasn't. His fucking little sausage fingers. He was wandering around like, can I come in? They're like, no, Rudy. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Put your dick away, dude.
I was the mayor when 9/11 happened, right? They're like, yes, we know, Rudy. Yep.
And he's like, yep. Y'all know I'm in that new Borat movie, right?
Yeah. I got a spot in Borat. I'm curious to see how they edit it, but it's looking pretty good. Guys back on the climb.
Tasteful nudity.
Yeah, and there's this channel called Newsmax that I'm about to go be on, so follow me on Insta.
Dude, I was thinking about this, with him, and then Judge Jeanine Pirro on Fox News, who's drunk all the time on the air.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Why? I don't understand what that office conversation's like. All right, well, she's shit faced, but she gets ratings. Well, I just feel feel like they could ask her to not drink before the show.
She gets ratings though, because she's. Well, I mean, if you what's that one movie about Fox News and the whistleblowers, where there's someone who plays Jeanine Pirro, and they're just make her sound like.
You're talking about Bombshell? Yeah,
Bombshell, just some skeezy bitch in the office. If you're not gonna do it, I'll do it. And it's chill out, Jeanine. Chill the fuck out.
Yeah, she's a hardcore for the Fox Corp. She's just she's
big batter, big batter for the News Corp for sure.
If Rupert wants it done, I'm gonna get it done, and I'm gonna drink. What would she drink? What do you think? Oh, I was gonna say wine, and it's nah, it seems harder than that.
No.
Or trashier than that.
I mean, on her free time, yeah, she drinks Seagram's Bahama Breeze, it comes in a 6-pack glass bottle with a pop tab, not even a twist top. She thinks it's nice because it comes with a top you got to use an opener for. Definitely.
And then probably in her green room or whatever before the shows, she's probably slapping bags of wine.
Yeah, she
probably fucked around with wine in the bottle first, and it wasn't she just had bottles everywhere that she had to get rid of. She's like, just go upgrade, get me a gallon of fucking wine in a bag.
No, because I feel like she would want to be drinking in front of everyone, but act like she's not. So she would have some obscure soda like Diet Coke Plus or something that they don't make anymore, and she fills the same can up with her booze, and then she's like, "Bring me my Diet Coke Plus," and everyone's like, "Okay," but everyone else is like, "Dude, she knows that's
so
like,
why you
that's
put me
not,
on blast like that? Why you
you
put me
know,
on blast?
you know that's like not a thing anymore, right? You know they stopped making that like 8 years ago, right?" And people are like, "Yeah, no, just don't say anything, just don't get it
Dude,
across."
I used to mix vodka that I stole from my dad with Coke and go to driver's ed in person.
There was a guy who I used to ride the bus with in the morning. Won't drop his name, but he's like crushing it in life now, so it's awesome to see. But he would have a Coke cup, like a really nice Coke cup. Every morning, he would just grab one from the cabinet and fill it up with like half and half, like whiskey Coke or whatever, and just chug it on the bus on the way to school, and then throw the cup out of the window before he got to school, so he wouldn't get caught with the cup.
Dude, back then, how brazen and fucking like untouchable I thought I was. I brought the cup into class full. I just sit there and nobody, like, it's like, what are they gonna do? Like nobody. It never crossed somebody's mind in that school that I would be just pouring up alcohol and then casually walking around the hallways with it. You know, it was so brazen that I never got questioned.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. See, I had to be. I wasn't never a big
If you
drinker.
want to know what an alcoholic sounds like, y'all, that's that might be a sign they're on their way.
Yeah, I remember economics class, Mr. Johnson's class. Shout out Mr. Johnson, he's badass.
He was the teacher that when I gave you the prom in front of everybody. He was the teacher. He's like, and guys, he's like gay. He's like, a rare gay person around Texas, like, openly in the
Tatted up too. He had some hard ass tats too. Like he had some hard fucking tats. It was like wild. If you saw him short sleeve and his sleeve would go up, you're like, what the fuck was that tattoo? He's like, back to work, Huggins.
He had an art history class, and this girl named Avery. I knew at the time, but nobody else knew that she was going to be prom queen. I wrote a cheesy ass poem and then had my buddy James play the guitar in front of her. Like, walked into her class and did it, but I asked Mr. Johnson if I could do it ahead of time. But then my teacher, who was like an English teacher, she heard about it earlier in the day, so she brought her whole class over. So it was like literally like 80 people, and I like saying this poem, and Avery has no idea. And then I was like, the last line was like, "Now let me drop the bomb. Avery, will you go with me to prom?" And then the reason why I'm saying this is because Mr. Johnson, like, who's like, we know he's gay, but he's not like necessarily like super effeminate gay, but he's not like a tough guy. He just he shakes my hand and he goes, "Man, you got a lot of balls," because he knows how like sophisticated and cool Avery was,
Yeah, Mr. Johnson's class it was like my last class of the day. It was the second semester of senior year, so I never did a note card. That was like huge, right? Like the note cards were basically the exam. I had to make, oh man, to get full credit for the class, because I just dicked around. It was like the end of the school year, so sometimes I wouldn't go. I ended up getting a 98 on the final exam, and he was like, "What the fuck, bro?" Like, late.
Did you buy the answers for me?
No. I literally straight up took it. And
he wasn't a part of my circle of teachers that I was robbing tests from.
I was stealing stuff like special excuse passes and stuff like that to leave. So I was ganking that type of stuff, but I got a 98, and I just remember him after school because we went by. I was like, "Oh shit, I gotta see what I got on this fucking test." That was the last thing I did when I was in that school. I talked to Mr. Johnson. He was like, "Yeah," he's like, "You got a fucking 98. I don't know how the fuck you did it, but you did."
Did you like grind for it? Like,
yeah, I grinded for it, but I kind of fucked up because before but like the night I should have really been studying. Left school early and wound up on the lake and was just like dicking around on the lake till like 8 p.m. Fell asleep, woke up at like 2, and just like grinded from 2 till I went to school throughout the whole day until I took the test at the end of the day.
Yeah. It's a high school test, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man, but I mean, his class was tough. His class wasn't easy.
I know. I know. But, I took economics with them. Is that what you're
Yeah,
talking
I
about?
was taking economics. The
Yeah.
economics class was pretty tough. If you didn't do the note cards, then like that's what you used to study. Where it was like every
Did you
all,
do?
it
Did
was
you
like a
do the?
grade.
Did you do like the stock exchange day, like where it's
Mm-hmm.
like you're? Okay, I did that. Uh, and I got first place as far as who made the most money. I made like because it's like y'all, this was like fake stocks for like pennies, and then you were like the goal was like to trade yours for more than you bought it. That was it, and nobody knew what you bought it for, and I didn't know what they bought theirs for, and so we're just trading, and I got first place. I like made $28 in like 30 minutes. The next closest person was like $6. Not even like out like it was just like an intuitive like as soon as I got my number like above, flipped it, and then so it was just like a. I think people were like maybe overthinking it, or I'm
Yeah,
just. I mean,
no, they
this whole
were.
this whole this whole podcast started because I crushed the stock market, and it's just like right there. Mr. Johnson knew.
Yeah, shout out Mr. J, dude. He kind of put us all on the right track.
Yeah, when they said 28, I'm like, oh, it's like nobody even got 10.
But I would sit in the back of his classroom just like glassy eyed, and he always had that overhead on. He was like obsessed with using the overhead during class and talking with the lights off. So my eyes were just like a reflection back, and like at the entire room, like you could see the reflection of the light like off of my eyes from across the classroom, being like, dude.
Did you sit in the same place every time?
Yeah, we had to. But it was right. It was. You could leave during lunch, so we'd leave for lunch and then come back and go to Mr. Johnson's class. So it was like, what do you think's gonna happen,
Yeah.
bro? Like, what are
Say
you?
we're rolling over to Stone Lakes
We're
because it's White Trash Wednesday.
going to Schlotsky's. Like, yeah, behind Schlotsky's in the woods, and
You know, I never really like kind of like thought past the surface on this, but are you one of the only black men that frequently attended a get together called White Trash Wednesday?
no. I mean, I think that there's, we're a rare breed, but I wouldn't say I'm like the only one. That was,
No, you should say that. I am.
Maybe in
Start
like maybe
start
in
claiming
like
it. Start
maybe in
claiming it.
like that section in like obviously the greater Southlake area, but don't think that there every Wednesday's White Trash Wednesday if you live in Grapevine. So trust me, and there's black people
Yeah.
that go to that school too.
Every Wednesday is White Trash Wednesday if you got the right amount of meth.
It's kind of deep because every day feels like Wednesday because you don't know what fucking day it is. I think it's Wednesday, right? When's the last time I slept?
Yeah. Yeah, you
Three
get in that.
3 Tuesdays ago.
Yeah, like sleep psychosis on meth, like that's a problem. But like the permanent spin, like when like I see people like that, it's insane. Because like when you like are permanently spun on like meth, like you like just look crazy and you do crazy shit. Not necessarily like violent or anything. Just like I think that this lady was obviously like fucked up on like meth like permanently. She was like cleaning a like water pipe that the city owns or whatever outside this building of this like group therapy I was at, and so we're all smoking cigarettes. And then she comes over, like stops and comes over. She goes, "Don't worry, don't worry. If they get mad at you, I won't release this tree to them. I will only release this tree once I know that you guys are good." And then she goes back and starts like cleaning with like a stick, cleaning this like pipe. And I'm just like, God damn, like throw the Dare program out, bring her in with a picture of her like a year before she started smoking meth, because she's like, I guarantee you, just a normal person had no idea that this is like a possible outcome of like getting addicted to meth. You know, it's like if you show kids like, yo, like this, like she was a normal person, and now this is her. It's like your brain on drugs, but like real. Like it'd be, how
Yeah,
easy is that?
when I was
And
working,
and then you would pay the meth head, and then they could get meth. And it's like win-win.
whenever I was working for Little Guy Movers, we did this move one time where we get this call, and it's like, hey, you need to bring like 10 dudes out here. We got to empty. It's a pack and move, which is the shittiest because that means like I got to go in there and pack a bunch of random people's shit, and then we're going to move it. We show up at this house, beautiful property out on this big ass lot. Pull up to this house, bruh, like meth den. Comes out like it was like this. There's a woman and like a brother and sister that met us there. Their sister lived there and had turned it into like this meth den. And they were like, do not come to this side of the house, but I need you guys to pack up all this other stuff. And, we're going to take it to storage and put it up because they were evicting their sister. It was wild. So when we get there, the house is empty and just like cabinets of mason jars with lids, like an infinite amount.
You know what's so weird though, too, is like when you first start doing meth, your house is fucking clean. Like you're chilling, like you're on point with everything. And then it's like the complete opposite once you like take that one too many rolling bowls, as they call it.
But yeah, just like drawers full of like nothing, like just the wildest shit, and we had to pack all this stuff up in boxes. And then while we're doing that, there's like this garage, like external garage.
Wait. Who is this place? Like, what is this place? Why are you moving them?
Because I just worked for Little Guy Movers. Shout out Little Guys. So it was like a job we got called to. Like, hey, it's a pack and move. You need to come out, pack up this house, take it to storage, and bring the boxes. It was expensive. It's really expensive.
That's what I'm saying. Like, who was paying for the storing of emptied mason jars?
The brother and sister. It was wild, dude. There's the wildest shit. I think I got an ashtray from that move, like some wild ass McDonald's ashtray. I was like,
just the fact that McDonald's has ashtrays. Shout out.
But yeah, it's like I'm smoking it, but
I'm lunging it.
But there was an external shed, and we could see like the family members like moving out like big ass glass like containers and like jars, like massive beakers, all sorts of wild shit. And we're like, dude, we are like literally packing and moving a meth den. Newspaper all over the floor throughout the house. I don't know how to describe it. Imagine but the newspaper is like so old, it's got that yellowish tinge to it. It's like if you could.
That's like the I have the front page when Obama got elected the first time.
Yeah.
And I thought it'd be, like that'd be cool to save, but like I'm not a fucking like collector, like, so I'm not like preserving it. So it's got that yellow.
Yeah.
But it also, if it's not sprinkled meth on it, it kind of makes it look more legit.
True.
I guess until it gets too ripe. Okay, real quick before therapy questions. Played 2 online poker tournaments yesterday. One with 269 people, made the final table, got 8th place.
Okay.
Played one right after that, 125 people, and I made the final table and got 6th place. Back to back, one night, 2 final tables, 386 people. Good boy.
We've been back to the card room.
Oh yeah, I also went back. It was, it wasn't gangbusters, but I won some hands.
Okay, yeah, there you go. You finally won a hand. I haven't won a hand all night.
I've never seen anything like that. Like maybe I don't know, because like you can only buy in 100 at a time. So it's like you have to be like playing and putting your chips in, and just, like I got like so many bad beats, like unbelievable.
Yeah, and it's like not even people folding. It's just like I got no like anybody who's stuck with
it was like stick with me.
Yeah, every
got
time
you beat, bitch. I got you beat. And then it's like, I caught a runner flush, but I had a pair of 8s, which was a bottom pair, and I was hoping to catch trips. That's what a guy said to me. There's like a fucking 10 and an 8 on the flop, and then like a low card. And I had pocket jacks, and I'm betting like crazy, like 30, 50. And he's calling me with a pair of 8s, and he gets runner heart for the flush.
Yeah, I played a guy, and I had pocket 7s, and I flopped trips, and it was like a $800 pot, because this is like a bunch of like the guys who would manage the bars and clubs in Austin. We used to play on Mondays together, like 9 or 10 people. It was a good time, and it'd be money thrown around. And so I'm in. What is it? Yeah, I on the flop I get trips. Then on the turn I get quads. So I have quad 7s, dude. I'm like, I'm all in. Whatever. This dude catches quad 10s on the river. So like we flip them.
So you flop trips.
And then hit quads, and then he had pocket tens. He flopped to 10.
So it was 10.
So I flopped trips, sevens. He flopped trips, tens.
You got quads, and then he got quads.
Yeah, and then we went all in. And then when we went all in, whenever all in the sense, whenever I put him all in, so the pot was like 850, and everyone else was out. And then so we turned our cards because he's all in before, like, and then that was on the flop, and I'm like, oh fuck, he's got me with trip tens. This is wild. Then I turn a set. Then I chilled. Then the turn comes. I get a 7.
That's what I meant. Yeah.
So I have quads, and then
you
it's
sucked
a 10.
out on him. Like he had better trips than you.
Yeah, and then I got him.
Justice then.
Yeah. I mean, I guess because when you flop trips, you're like, oh, I'm in this see. I'm seeing this through.
That's what I always like. Dude, there's so many like grown ass men, like dads, who get like really upset if like they don't get to play their pocket aces, like everybody folds, like to them or whatever, and it's like, bro, like you have no idea how that hand's gonna go. You have pocket aces, somebody catches like 2 pair, like, and you lose all your money. You know?
Yeah.
Like you don't lose your money, like all your money was 7-2. You lose all your money. Dude, don't even get me started. In that tournament, I had pocket aces. I go all in, but I had a shit ton of chips. So I covered this guy. He thinks about it forever, calls with ace king of hearts, and he gets runner flush on me. I'm like, wow. Ace king versus pocket aces, like I take that all day.
Yeah, hands that I'm bad with is queen 10. I don't think I've ever won a hand when I have queen. Whenever I have like
not with that attitude, as I said.
No, I've tried. Every time I get it, I'm like shit. Every time.
That's bad, dude.
I know. I hate it every time.
Play the probabilities, like
even when I do.
Yeah, like you have like an opposite problem of a lot of these guys. A lot of these people, their favorite hands are shitty. Like my roommate in Santa Monica, his favorite hand was queen 6. My least favorite hand is queen 7, which is better than queen 6, and it was his favorite hand because he just like he won one time with it or whatever. So now he has to play queen 6 for the rest of his fucking life, and he chose that.
Yeah,
it's dumb. So many people do that. It's like, what do we do?
Yeah, that would be my World Series of Poker story, where I'd be like, oh yeah, queen 10, that's like, I hate that hand, da da da. And then I'd come out and I'd fold, and they'd be like, no, what has he done? He could have won with that. It's that curse. He thinks his hand's cursed. I could just
dude. Ace King Jack comes out, bro. You got the nuts. You got these nuts.
Yeah. That's why I'm always like, because I want to say that. I want to win with it and be like, these nuts, and like throw it down. That'd be good. Because I got the D's. These what? These nuts? Bow. Give me my goddamn money.
So I entered into a $25 buy-in cash game right before the podcast because I can just leave at any time. So it's not like a tournament where I'm like stuck. Because I never know how like long those are gonna go. So don't want to mess with our timeline. And I caught runner straight on this guy for $50. It's a $25 buy-in. I'm all in. He's all in. And he had pocket aces, and I had king 9 and like queen jack, and then I forget what queen jack or 10 was on the river, but it comes out and he like pushes, like that's when we go all in. And then I can't stop doing this. I don't know why, but every time I just take people out, like like online, I just go to the chat box and I just go, oops. That's what I type in.
What a dick.
Oops. I immediately, now the whole table is coming for me. That's great because I want your chips too.
You just gotta say like game blouses. That would be good.
Nah, I think oops is just, it's more succinct. It's one syllable.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that I'm talking shit with that one word.
Yeah.
Come up with a better one.
Hi, therapy questions, sir. 2 I came up with, 2 are from Gemini, the Google AI. I've gotten very good at prompts.
Yeah, didn't they take Gemini off? Like, are they down because they had like black Nazis?
Oh, I don't know about that.
No, that happened recently.
Oh, I know they changed the name. I think to Gemini. It was something else before.
No, I know that. I'm not that.
But I didn't
like
know about black. I mean, I was using it.
they had to
So
take it. They had to take it offline for like a week and like reprogram it because
unless they think I'm a black Nazi and that's why they let
no,
me
they were
use it.
like somebody put in a prompt like give me like a depiction of World War II, and it was a bunch of like black dudes in like Nazi uniforms and shit, and it was like,
What?
and then I don't know, like I don't remember hearing this, but I just recently I heard somebody say that remember, and then it made George Washington black, and I was like, I think you're mixing that up with Hamilton, dude. I think it was just the black Nazis.
That's wild. That's weird. All right.
I guarantee you there was black Nazis. Come on, man, you ain't gonna skate on me.
Nah, I don't think so. They weren't that big fans of.
No, I know.
They were, I would get out of town. All right, therapy question number 1. You have a chance to start your own Trump-style following, which doesn't necessarily mean it has to be like some MAGA thing, but have people be this fanatical about you. Do you do it?
I already did it.
Eye roll for the listeners. Get out of here. No, I mean, but seriously though,
100%, 100%. I'm out here trying to influence the world.
See, I don't know if that'd be a good thing. I don't know if
I don't want a bunch of like hicks like blindly like defending my horrendous actions. Like I don't want that.
But that's what they would do because they just follow you blindly. Basically,
I know,
would you start your own cult? Like the TikTok cult, 7M. Pretty wild documentary. I don't know how you trick a bunch of grown adults who like to dance into being into a cult, but somehow some Asian guy did it. It's pretty wild.
Yeah, it's a Chinese algorithm, bro.
No, I really think it's just them being like, people's obsession with clout. That's really what it is. Like, I want to be famous so bad. I'm going to join this like media company that makes me go to church.
I think it's so funny because like with us and shit, like we would like make fun of people who were like on their phones like too much. Like we call them Hollywood. Like, oh, look at Hollywood over here on his cell phone, huh? But like it was like kind of like embarrassing to like be like a sellout, and then like these kids are like obsessed with their phone. Like I feel like we would make fun of somebody who was obsessed with their phone like that back in the day, and now it's like the culture. It's like, dude, you guys are fucking lame.
Yeah, they were ahead of the curve, man.
No,
I was obsessed with my phone before being obsessed with your phone was cool.
No, my cousin, early on, the first cell phone I got, we were hanging out and we were getting out of the car and he threw his cell phone in his car. And I was like, oh, you're not going to bring your cell phone with you? He goes, no, I'm not a slave to the phone. You know, if somebody calls me, I'll call them back when I get back to my phone. I'm not going to let it control me. And this is before smartphones.
Yeah.
And it really hit a chord with me. So I've like definitely kept an arm's distance about, like I definitely use my phone like a shit ton, but I'm saying like I try not to be like that guy. Like I'll be alone in public and I try not to get on my phone and shit.
No, I would say, see, I'm the opposite because like so much of my work revolves around like communication, constant communication, because anything can happen at any time. So like I'm definitely like glued to it for work. I can look at like analytics and all sorts of stuff constantly to see how things are going and trends for my work. So I'm constantly on my fucking phone.
Yeah, I have an aversion to the 24-hour workday like that. Like you're expected to be like,
yeah, but
like
the way my brain works, it's good. It's healthy for me, honestly.
I just always feel like they push the limits. It's like it's like inevitably gonna be like inappropriate. Like one time when they call you and you feel you have to go like do shit. And it's like I like having like, yeah, I'm off work. Don't talk to me till tomorrow.
No, I mean, and I definitely.
But I understand why. I understand why you're not like that. I'm just saying, I've designed my life to where I'm like,
oh yeah.
Like when I was selling copiers, the manager they brought in like to like I don't know like boost the sales. He like and I guess it might sound good on paper for a minute. Like he's like, yeah, like I'll give you a call like on the way to work and we'll like go over some of the sales pitches. And no, this asshole was calling me when I'm trying to get like ready for work and like asking me like questions and like ranting on and on. And it's like, yeah, what the you're ruining my day and it's like 6:30.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's me being attainable for anyone that
Needs you.
that needs me. But for me and how like my ADHD brain works, it's actually very like cathartic for me in the sense that there's so many things going on at once, and I not that I have an issue with focusing, but I can hyper focus on stuff for like periods of time,
Yeah.
and my job requires me to hyper focus on stuff and then move to the next thing and move to the next thing. There's always something, and that's kind of like honestly, it's probably healthier for my brain than if it was shut off because it's like
Well, that's why you're the fucking like triple OG MVP.
well yeah I
And
mean it's just it's but I and also you know like I just learned
like
that
you found a job that's like good for your
mental
like,
yeah, it's where it would be more bad for most people's mental health. It's honestly
and it
fairly good.
turns out that leads to positive results.
Yeah, I mean
Ask Papa J.
I always say like me working got me out of the hole that I started out in, so like why would I fucking stop? That's kind of always been my mentality.
How about this? You're an American, aren't you?
African American, thank you very much. Please put me in my specific please put me in my specific classification, thank you.
Nah, I identify as a coxman.
What we do in the shadows. I'm a master coxman. I wouldn't want some weird crazy Trump style following where I could like that's just creepy.
I don't like it's not something that I like desire.
But you have the chance. It's in front of you. Like you can do it right now.
I don't have. I could just create it poof.
Yeah, like up. I'm doing this.
I don't even have to do any grinding like at the campaigns, like telling like fans to like punch people in the face and shit. Like
punch him, kick him out, punch him in the mouth.
He's like, I'll pay for the legal fees. It's like, dude, you don't even pay for your own legal fees. Shut the fuck up. Sorry. All right, therapy question 2, bud.
Therapy question number 2. You are tasked with rebuilding society after a major event on Earth, like cataclysmic event. Pick one. Solar flare, floods, whatever. Super volcano explodes, which is probably the most likely to happen, is that one of these super volcanoes is going to explode.
Why does anything have to happen?
Well, I mean, that's just how the world works. Like, that's just like time and geology and
nah, man, Earth's gonna ride it out until the sun explodes.
Yellowstone is on top of it. Yellowstone National Park is a giant volcano. Look it up.
And so is the
actors,
it's actors and writers room too in the show. It's a fucking volcano that exploded, and Kevin Costner is out.
But where do you start if you're gonna have to rebuild society? Where do you start?
Clean water.
Just like resources.
Yeah, just like literally, like let's get the water treatment plants up, so that's taken care of. And I don't have to say anything else because you asked me where I start.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd probably be your best bet is like resources, food and resources, like water.
Think about like because water with aggregations is like grow food and then also clean drinking water and then bathing and shit. Yeah, I feel like obviously.
But also it depends on if that's possible. Because if one of these super volcano blows up, like we'll probably all be dead. Like on.
Nah, it would solve climate change.
No, it would just create a new climate change where the skies would be gray because they'd be full of ash and soot.
It would solve it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you're right. I mean, it'd just kill everything and then it would regrow later.
Since we're already cutting down, no, we're not. Last 2023 was the year that the world used the most energy of oil, but also renewables, and so they think that last year was peak energy spend or like burning of fossil fuels, and that it will never be as high as 2023 from now because all renewables have become cheaper and cheaper and cheaper and cheaper, and people are using them more and more and more. Like 30%, I think, of like all the energy comes from like renewables now, and so like that's only going to keep getting cheaper. And then
that's so interesting because I remember being a kid and it'd be like on the news like, this is an electric solar powered car. Look at how fucking weird this guy is, and he'd be on the news like, I like my car. I don't have to get gas. No, like weirdo.
Yeah, like when I was in elementary school before I moved to Texas, one of the dads of one of the kids was working on an electric car, and yeah, and it was like yeah, it looked like somebody's like project like out their garage. It's like why would they even like had to like think about it like differently than a normal car? Just like change the fucking engine.
There's been a lot of conspiracies about the guys who've made like cars that run on water and then end up miraculously dying somehow, like committing suicide. She dove in that rabbit hole. Nah, I mean, I'm just saying there's dudes like in the 80s and early 90s who were trying to make cars that ran on water. Or there's a conversion kit you could add to your gas-powered engine to make it
I mean,
run
cocaine's
on
a
water.
hell of a drug in the 80s,
I don't know, man. And the homie ended up
Okay.
shot
Excuse
twice in the side of the head.
Excuse
Suicide.
me.
How do you shoot yourself twice?
Okay, excuse me. So that means that there's still people alive who know that cars can run on water.
Yeah, but they go on the news, they make a big deal out of it.
Like, how loyal are you to fucking Conoco or like Chevron?
Shit, in 84, pretty loyal. Conoco, definitely loyal to Conoco. Better be.
Oh, so you're saying that
Papa Hugs was.
This was an era of killing, and
yeah.
now
we're past
that.
that. Yeah,
wouldn't do that.
Now
Okay, so
you're
then we
too
can
far
just figure it
gone.
out. If it's a thing, then we'll figure it out.
We're too far gone now, But
Sydney will figure it out.
they had to take some people out. You should. I'll send you
That
the
is,
articles.
that is like a story from back in the day that sounds like plausible, but as a sober-minded, enlightened adult,
It makes it even more real. You're like,
no, because
Boeing's killing motherfuckers. They had to
do you mean?
release a statement saying that they're not killing people.
the oil company's about to go out of business.
I know now.
If they're willing to kill people,
So they realized it was worth it. They're like, damn, we should have just hired that guy. That's what they're thinking. Why'd we kill the guy with the water car? We should have just hired him.
Well, that was my first big play in the stock market. Was I saw an interview
Water
with
car?
interview with the CEO of British Petroleum BP,
Yeah.
and he was like just really like convincing that because they took a lot of shit for the BP spill, and so they've like been trying to. So now they're calling themselves Beyond Petroleum.
Yeah, they're just like pushing it. They're trying
Right.
real hard, dude.
Yeah, and that for a reason. And so he goes, I can guarantee you that we're going to pivot harder to renewable energy than any other oil company. And then I went and looked at their stock, and it had never been lower ever. So I just bought a shit ton of shares, and then the shit popped. Like, I think it 4x'd.
Nice.
Yeah. And that's how.
But, I mean, yeah, it's possible. Water cars.
Yeah.
And they got to take them out.
But you've heard me rant about why we can't have pipes that like ship water out of flood zones into drought zones. We can ship oil from Canada to fucking Texas. We can't ship water to like places that need it, and ship out water out of places that have too much. Like, get the fuck out of my face.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, we're talking about we built New Orleans. Literally, we have a wall holding the ocean back to keep.
How dare you? How dare you?
I'm sorry.
So does New York.
But New York ain't. It's not a raging fucking Gulf Coast.
Raging Cajun.
Yeah, raging Cajun Gulf Coast storms, dude. Like, no, dude. Like that. The whole concept of like New Orleans is fucking stupid to me, and then the sense of like where they built it.
See, bro,
and
you gotta
how close it is to the water.
Reframe that shit right now. It's stupid to you? How about a symbol and of humanity's genius that we could just like take this uninhabitable land, fucking stop the ocean, and let you drink on the streets.
Well, if you think New Orleans is habitable at all, like,
hey, I went there for PJ's wedding. Man.
I was saying no. I mean, it's got some pretty parts, but it's like downtown New Orleans is
no, it doesn't. No, that's all I.
You can go find a really nice old house where slaves used to live
downtown.
and be like, "Ooh, this is pretty." So like, come on, man. Like, I'm just saying.
Okay, I didn't do any exploring. I was downtown the whole fucking time.
Yeah, downtown is disgusting. I said if you
and my Uber driver would not stop at red lights.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they'll drive through because they'll get carjacked. Stick-up boys will pop out, but.
Not with Goody in the car.
I've always said if you fail-safe plan, if you want to become like just go viral, start a GoFundMe to collect money to power wash downtown New Orleans, block by block. block by block, dude.
Nobody cares, obviously.
No, they would if it
And
was.
it would be dirty the next day.
Then you got to do it again. Keep funding. Keep donating. Donate to the cause of power washing the streets of North. People would donate just as a gimmick. They'd laugh and they would donate, and you could go out there and do it, dude. That'd be fucking hilarious. It's so
it's like the
gross.
statue. It's like the Statue of Liberty. Okay, it's copper, but it turns turquoise because of like the
salt water.
No, not the salt water. It's the way the copper like interacts with like the air, and like so you can like brush it down and make it copper again. But it's just like by the time you're like done with like the crown, the feet are already fucking turquoise. So it's like, so they're never gonna do that. Also, real quick, kind of.
But if the government wanted to give me a contract to keep it copper all the time,
but no, but they don't.
Well, I know they don't. But if they did, I'd take the fucking deal. I'd be like, hell yeah, dude! I'm employed for life, suckers.
Bro, my goal in life is to start getting government contracts because they print the money.
There you go. Government contract to power wash the downtown New Orleans. Downtown New Orleans. Not the French Quarter, Bourbon Street and the adjacent streets.
The street is like the least of your worries.
I don't know, man. I've seen
I think it's Jim Bob with like the wonky eye, like you know.
There's a gas station. There's a Shell gas station in downtown New Orleans, and it is probably one of the scariest places I've ever been without realizing it. I was like, I really need to get a vape. I need to get some vape pods or whatever. So I got to go roll in and go. And it's like, oh, Shell gas station. And it was like 1 star. I was like, how bad could it be? So I go I'm walking over that direction. When I'm across the street from the gas station, there is a gentleman sitting inside a shopping cart out front. Then behind, and there's a back alley. Now there is a man in the back alley, leather jacket. I visually, if I see this man again, I'm running. Because I will never forget. Let me tell you, he's wearing a black leather jacket, hot as fuck, by the way. Red shirt, jeans.
Oh, he's hot? He's hot?
No, like it's hot as shit outside. It's like disgusting. It's like New Orleans hot in the summer. And he's wearing a black leather jacket, red shirt, some jeans. There's a tire that's just out. And he has one of those Wolverine claw hand blades.
I know him.
And is just stabbing this tire and grunting and making these crazy ass sounds like in the back alley. Like I can see him.
Don't blame New Orleans for him taking bath salts.
But he was so like well kept. It was like kept. It was weird.
Oh.
So then I decided.
Was he articulate too?
So then I'm walking around the front of this place. No, I mean I'm saying like he didn't look like he was like homeless. If he was strung out, like it's the beginning. Like this was the rolling.
The homeless
bowl too
can't
much.
afford bath salts.
This is the rolling bowl too much. Like this is whenever like his apartment's gonna be trashed the next day. So I go around to the front door, and when I'm getting to the front door, I realize that all the windows are plywood. I walk in, it's empty. There's nothing on the shelves. There's nothing inside this fucking gas station. It was so surreal. You walk in there and it's like barren.
What, were you trying to get gas? Like, why are you?
I was just trying to get like some jewel pods, man. I was like, oh, I'm gonna go grab
bro,
some.
You should hit me up. You know, I'll get you on the discount, the wholesale.
So when I go in there, there's nothing. There's one thing that's got drinks in it. It has like 4 Gatorades, a couple Powerades, and like 2 cans of Squirt. I was like, what the fuck? And then I'm like, hey, he goes, do you know where you are, dude? That's what the guy behind the counter says. I was like, hey man, I was looking for jewel pods. He's like, nah man, all I have is like roll like top
Newports.
Like, no, not even Newports. All he had was like top hand rolled cigarettes, and top is what they give you in like jail. So if you ever go to like county jail and you get commissary and you buy cigarettes,
I used to tell them.
Yeah, that's all they had. All he had was tons of like either blue or yellow top and papers. And 2 Squirts, couple Gatorades, couple.
That sounds like a party, bro. That's a party.
It was huge too, and it's like right downtown on the corner. He's like, you need to go to the vape shop, man. He's like, but you should. He's like, go to the vape shop and like get the fuck out of here.
Why is it still open? Like, if they're not selling shit?
I have no idea. I'm gonna send you the location. Like, I can find it. Like, I can find it in 2 seconds. It's literally across, like around the corner from the Holiday.
Should we call the location right now on air?
Yeah, if their phone works.
No, it doesn't work. They have burner phones only.
Yeah, burners only. But
and they're in that
Yeah.
tire.
Do you know where you are, man? And then when I went,
Insane.
and then when I,
you're not a white guy, like,
and it was like 4 in the afternoon. There was like people wandering around, but there was the tire guy in the back. Then I went to the vape shop, got my stuff. When I was heading back, tire guy and the tire gone.
Poof.
Tire gone. He's gone with the
He's
blade.
a magician, bro.
Dude,
That's some voodoo shit. That's some
it's
New Orleans
not
voodoo
the fact that he was stabbing a tire. It's also that it was like a hand claw, like 8-bladed, like power devil
Maybe
fist.
that's a good workout.
It was the weirdest shit I ever seen. Okay.
Maybe the tire needed to be shredded.
Man, he wasn't doing that much damage. He looked like he was getting frustrated. Maybe he took it with him to finish the job. All right, therapy question number 3. You discover a hidden portal to another dimension. What tempts you to step through it, and what holds you back? This is an AI question.
Are you kidding?
Yeah, this is an AI one.
That's funny.
But you can. I realize you can tell it how many you want, and you can make them be.
Yeah,
like,
I would always do like 25 or 30 at a time because I knew they would mostly be shit. And then I'd be like, those were great. Now, could we do it even a little better? And then it would send me like new ones that were better.
Yeah, well, I broke it down to where it's like I need varying topics and scenarios over across a spectrum of genres, and it broke it down so it gave me like 20 questions for like 6 different, like in like 2 seconds, give me 20
It's
questions.
just like pop culture.
Yeah, like well, not even that, like science fiction or otherworldly scenarios. Thought-provoking scenarios, like all these different things that we like broke them all the fuck down. I was like, ooh, I'm good at this prompt shit. I'm really good at prompts. I realized that. But what makes you want to step through this portal, and why wouldn't you step through this portal?
Okay, so do I know that like I'm making it to the other side?
Yeah, you're going to. It's a portal. You discover a hidden portal to another dimension.
Then I'm just gonna go.
Regardless of what's on the other side, just gonna
that's who I am, bro.
check it out. So to go back an episode, you wouldn't.
Do you want to be the guy? Do you want to be the guy who saw a portal to a new dimension and you're like, nah, fuck it?
Well, but earlier you didn't want to go with aliens on out to outer space. Isn't that like almost the same thing? What if there's aliens on the other side?
I'm going through the portal.
What's up? There could be
alien
on the the other side. You don't fucking know.
They're on the other side, but they're not taking me anywhere. I'm not going in their car.
No, you showed up at their house.
Yeah, it's way better.
Oh, we didn't have to
Trust
pick.
me. Trust me. I'd rather be the predator. I'd rather be the predator than the fucking prey.
He's the best date ever. We didn't even have to pick him up, so we could fuck this human. That's what'll happen.
Yeah, who's to say that I'm not just like supreme being in this other dimension? You know, they're all short dick idiots. I'm just saying that there is that possibility. I like to think of best case scenarios, you know?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I go through.
I mean, not that short dick idiots would be a best case scenario in a different dimension. I mean, obviously, big titty women would.
The thing that would hold me back would be whatever like lives on the other side, dude. It could be some weird monster shit. It could be like the Mist, where there's like weird octopus monsters, or who fucking knows. That's the only thing that would keep me from going through, but I'd still go through. Yeah. If I knew I could walk back out the way I came, fuck yeah. Then I'd be like, hey.
I didn't know that we could do that, but yeah.
I'm saying if that's included in it. I mean,
I just meant that I would get to the other dimension. I didn't say come back.
Okay, you heard it here for it. If you go missing.
No, that's on you, bro.
To bring you back?
No, to get yourself back.
Oh, okay. On God.
On pod.
Therapy question number 4, and this is crazy that the AI came up with this. A rogue AI takes control of the internet and critical infrastructure. How do you survive in a world run by machines? Blow them the fuck up, bro.
Unplug them.
Right?
Next question.
That's all you got to do. That's really it, though.
Nah, I mean, like I've heard like some really in-depth analysis on like a scenario like that, like especially like right when ChatGPT came out, everybody's what is this? What does this mean? What does this mean? And there is like a very plausible situation where you can't unplug it because they're all connected through networks and shit. So it's like.
You have to unplug everything at once.
It's like, yeah, they're all working together.
The ultimate power down. You'd have to shut it all down. Shut the whole system down, damn it.
But maybe you could do that with
Hackett says shut it the fuck down.
Nat Hackett is back?
Natty's back, and
God damn,
he's
dude.
got a thirst for hydraulic fluid and robot parts.
Dude, it's hoochie natty season up in here.
Sidebar, I mean, Aaron Rodgers, they were like, because he's the offensive coordinator for the Jets, and
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
coming back, and they're like buddies, and they were like, are you sure it's gonna work with Nat Hackett? And he was like, I think it's gonna work with Nat Hackett, so don't worry about it. Basically, is what he said. He was like,
Look,
fuck
shout
up.
out.
He got Natty down, dude. He holding it down for
that's
the
right.
Natty Hack, dude. He knows something that he's done.
I'm not gonna hate on somebody getting their boy.
On like an ayahuasca trip. He's got to add some dirty deets, dude. But no, I mean,
I've got a theory. Aaron Rodgers has never done ayahuasca. He's a fucking charlatan, dude.
he's like a poser. He's just pretending.
Poser.
Yeah, man, took like 8
Like,
tabs.
dude, you think I would put that shit in my body? Are you fucking kidding me?
My body's a machine, bro.
Are you fucking kidding? Have you seen me throw the fucking football?
But if you can't unplug them all, I mean, I just joined the resistance. Like if something like that happens, like I feel like I'm always like ready and waiting. Now the older I get, the more I'm gonna be like the wily old man that everybody's gonna kind of wait up for. But I have some cool moment in the end where I remember something from the past that they didn't know, and that's how we defeat the AI. But I die at the same time, and it's like, he was right the whole time, and I'm like, I told you, son. I told you that all we needed was a goddamn USB. It'd be some shit like that, but I'd be down for that.
Ask Iran how that works.
Yeah, but like on Matrix, like, are you joining us? Be like, fuck yeah, bro. Like, let's go to Zion and like naked dance in a cave and like fight robots during the day, and
then join the TikTok
and then like
M7 cult.
Yeah, and then this like tribal dance together and fight robots, and everyone's got dreads.
Okay, so like how the robots would turn on us, like a way they could, is like where you give it like a task, seemingly harmless, like, hey, end starvation. And then they're like, the fastest way to end starvation is we kill like 4 billion people. That's how they turn on you. Like it's not like they just become evil. It's like that they are
completing tasks.
They're sociopaths, you know? Like they don't understand. Like 4 billion people killing is not a way to start. Like I did a whole speech on organic.
Don't you have any empathy? What is empathy?
Dude, I don't know, but.
What are these human feelings you speak of? I don't know them.
I don't know, but keep rubbing my cock, Sydney. Feels good.
Yeah, I mean, I can't allow you to do that, Michael.
What?
What's from what?
No, I know.
Space Odyssey, but no.
But his name is David, bro.
Oh, David. Well, that's from. Well, David is on Alien, or Prometheus, the little AI robot dude who's like. Boop, boop.
I'm pretty sure there's multiple Davids.
Why is David always the robot? Why is David a go-to robot name?
No. David,
you mean the
She said I can't do this. That David.
I can't.
Watch, I'm completely wrong, but I don't think it's Michael.
I was like, I can't allow you to do that. He's like, I'm gonna shut you down. It's like, don't tell it you're playing, you fucking idiot.
Yeah. David is not a common robot name.
Well, there is a David robot in the Alien series. Like
maybe all these like tech bros like, dude, we're like David going up against Goliath.
Oh God.
On God.
Not like the meathead guy who's like, I'm starting a company and it's named Goliath because he was fucking huge.
Hell yeah, dude. Small dick, I get it.
Yeah, didn't he lose to that guy with like a slingshot and a rock? Yeah, fuck that guy. He was beta as shit.
That guy was beta. A soy boy.
There's a group of kids that were like, called me a Sigma the other day. I was like, are you trying to fight me?
What's a Sigma?
I don't even know. All sorts of, there's all lingo. Gyat, Sigma, yeah.
Let me hear you with this. I was hanging out with the shorty today.
Gyat's like a thick person, like big booty,
She is aware of the, what is it, skibbity bibbity or whatever.
Skibbity toilet.
Yeah, and she, like, without me prompting her, like, almost like verbatim said what you did. It was like, it's fucking retarded. Like, I have no idea what it is. Like,
yeah, it's so weird. Yeah. There's a whole universe. But you just throw that in when you talk to somebody who's like younger, be like, hey man, just keep it skibbity. They'll be like, what the fuck did you just say? They get pissed.
Like, yeah, use it in a sentence for me.
Hey, like, you know, yesterday I thought went really skibbity awesome. And, you know, the way you were hanging out and talking to those girls, you were really rizzing them up, which is like short for charisma. That girl you were talking to had quite the gap, bro. For real.
Oh, yeah.
Rain and
No,
Dubs over. Y'all should run duos, bro. Which is like the
what?
two-player Call of Duty
Oh,
duos.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
so that's a thing where you'd be like, "Hey, bro, let's run duos." But like,
Right.
you guys
I
should.
mean,
You guys should
okay,
be a
but
duo.
if it's all just video game dumb shit, I don't want to know it, dude.
Well,
Like
no,
I don't.
that's just one of them. I don't know, and it's
No, I
like,
know, but if I come to find out in my journey of discovering what Gen Z is not getting laid and not being successful about, and I find out it's all video game shit, I'm out.
the most thing that I've noticed with Gen Z is they don't like to drive.
Dude, they don't like to
There's
pick up a phone.
there's a lot. No, they love.
Like, I
their
mean, like to
phones.
talk on, to talk.
There's a lot of them who don't drive. Like, don't want their license, don't own
Yeah,
cars,
they don't get it right away. Yeah.
don't care, have no want, no need. It's very interesting to me.
Dumb.
Like, why I'm like, dude, you're just
They're
like,
fucking. They're like useless. Like, man, like are millennials parents of Gen Z?
yeah, or kinda, yeah. We're like borderline. It's mostly Gen X.
Gen X, you fucked up. You just like you coddled your kids harder than the boomers, or like, you know, like the helicopter parenting. It's like there's no grit. I don't, you know.
Yeah,
We gotta send these boys out to Ukraine. Come back, men.
Jesus. Like we did to the boomers, and that worked
I
out
mean,
great.
there is a theory like China hasn't been in a war since like 1977,
Yeah,
and there is a theory like that if you haven't been in a war, you're not gonna be good at going to war. And so, like the United States is like, you know,
Like
periodically got to get into some wars so to keep the boys trained.
yeah. Or like Russia.
I was
Russia
actually,
just has like small proxy wars with like their neighbors, and they're like, we're gonna go shoot
Yeah.
shoot bombs at this little village, and we're gonna take these couple farms and this like little.
well, they took two provinces from Georgia in '08, and then they took Crimea, which
Yeah.
is like an island off of Ukraine in 14, and then they rolled in tanks into Chechnya recently to like back their dictator.
Belarus.
Belarus, they haven't rolled anybody in, but they put nuclear bombs in Belarus. Lukashenko.
Yeah, and they shoot fucking. They do
Yeah,
military.
but you're right though. Right, like yeah, and then like if you want to go all the way back to the '80s, they got like bogged down in Afghanistan before we did, and
Everybody throughout all of history has been bogged down in Afghanistan. Like that's like the
the
number one,
graveyard for empires.
including Alexander the Great. Like that's where he turned
but
around.
dude,
It's where he turned around and went back and then got poisoned.
No, that was his syphilis, bro. The dude was fucking raw dog in the ass everybody all the time.
But also, supposedly he got poisoned. Maybe he did, and he turned around trying to battle with people in those mountains. Like everybody dies and loses when you try to go to Afghanistan. Like we're gonna conquer this. It's like okay, dude. Like good luck.
They're like, there's nothing here, and it's really hard to move around.
And we'll just
Go fuck
we'll
yourself.
wait. We'll wait
Yeah.
the fuck out.
Yeah,
We'll wait
literally
the fuck out.
longest war in American history. 20 fucking years we were in Afghanistan, and it fell in a day.
Yeah.
That place is, you know, special. Osama bin Laden knew what he was doing hiding out there. You Gen Z kids know what I'm talking about, right? You read that letter. Okay, I pulled up. I just want to, so I'm not like constantly looking at my phone. I just want to make sure this guy's name's Dave, so we're not just like
David.
bothering everybody. Yeah. David Bowman. David Bowman. David Bowie.
Yeah, Dave.
Yeah. And then Hal 3000 is the robot.
Creepy. Budget 10.5 mil, made 146 at box office. Psh, talk about,
Woo! Stanley Kubrick got F you money. No, he got GFY money. That's the new one that I came up with.
go fuck yourself.
Go fuck yourself money.
That's like that. What is that, Elon? They're gonna, advertisers are going to threaten me with money. Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
I mean,
Elon, when he was drunk and all fucked up. He was like on drugs that time. Yeah, and he's like, you're gonna try to blackmail me with money? That's what he's.
go fuck yourself.
Yeah, and you know who he was talking to was Bob Iger, the
Yeah.
CEO of Disney.
Yeah, Bob Iger. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, shut the fuck up, Elon. Oh, shout out. I'm surprised I didn't put this in the notes, but this week Twitter just made porn eligible to be on the platform, separating itself from other platforms like Instagram.
Hate to break it to you, there's been wild ass porn on Twitter for forever.
That's what the story said. I was like, yeah. I was
That's
like,
all it is. Now, if you
but it wasn't allowed to be up there. It's like if they caught it, they'd take it down.
caught her, take it down. We thought there was
okay, but now
he's spamming OnlyFans shit.
He's trying to swoop OnlyFans. He's like, hey, come over to X, add 2 more X's, baby.
2 more X's, triple X.
Yeah.
We'll get Vin Diesel here, Ice Cube from the second one.
And then you square that triple, and you get 9, and that's almost as many kids as I have.
Yeah. You thought I only had 1.
That's insane.
Yeah, that's wild that he has 9 kids.
I think he has 10.
No, I think he does have 10.
Yeah. Alrighty. Is that the therapy questions?
Yeah, that's all.
All right, let's do a break since that was like a full hour.
Yeah, we'll take a break real quick. We will be right back.
Take a screenshot and take it in.
we back?
Yeah.
We're back.
Okay. I was gonna tell you.
Oh,
I'll tell you. No, I'll tell you. Okay. All right, yeah, we're back with the topics. So we dropped an episode that we recorded last Tuesday, yesterday on Monday, and then we'll drop this. You were listening to this episode, dropped on Wednesday morning, but there was like a glitch in the Spotify for Podcasters app that we use to publish our pods, and it like wouldn't let me access my folder that the new episode was in for like a week.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's why I didn't post it. Like I kept on and then I was gonna do it on my computer, and then I forgot I don't have like the app on my computer, and then so like I was like busy. Anyways, doesn't matter. Pods posted, double feature. Topics though. So we'll just do a continuation because last episode we talked about that the jury for Trump they were handed the case to deliberate, and I said that he would be found guilty by Friday. Joseph said, "You think by Friday?" And
Well, I wasn't disagreeing. I was just
no,
like,
no, no. I
they
know.
You know, they gotta take their time. That's really quick.
I know, but I just had like why wouldn't it be quick? It was like obvious that he committed all these crimes. So yeah, he gets convicted Thursday. So we just wanted to round out that conversation. So Trump is trying to right now he's trying to get the judge to get rid of the gag order that he has, so he could just talk ruthless shit. Except for he ruthlessly talks shit about the judge and Michael Cohen, a witness, and everything in the speech right after he got convicted. And it's like,
I'm a very innocent man.
Insanity.
That's such a wild, some of the statements he uses to defend himself are so ludicrous and blanket. It's such a blanket statement. I'm such an innocent man. Not just in that, the way he says it, he's saying it about everything in his entire life. It's
right.
the context in which he says those things, or it's he shouldn't say I'm innocent of these charges. He said as a person, Donald Trump is just an innocent man.
Yeah, exactly.
Walking around.
That's how you know he's full of shit.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's if any other person in your life talked like Trump to you, you would be like, dude,
shut the fuck up.
Dude, you're a lunatic. You are a fraudulent lunatic, bro.
He cheats at golf, and then it's I'm a very innocent man. Think about all the stories about Trump where he's just dishonest and disingenuous and is a piece of shit. Think about all of those, and then for that man to even have that man just to be I'm just an innocent man. Never.
I mean that's so on brand for him though.
And then I love how
do you think he's ever apologized to anybody in his life?
Probably.
No.
No, was it genuine?
Have you ever seen him laugh?
No, actually, yeah, I think you have.
No, you haven't. No, you haven't. Prove it. I'm telling you, man, I've played
Was
this
it
game.
fake? Was it fake? Probably. I'm sure he's laughed on The Apprentice.
He cannot even get out a fake giggle. He's a sociopath. He doesn't listen to music. He can't laugh.
Doesn't drink alcohol, and he's this fucking
No,
crazy.
Of course he does.
He says he does it, man.
I did see it when he said he didn't. He goes, "Could you imagine me drunk?" I was like, "Man, that's the most honest thing you've ever said."
Yeah, that sounds really shitty. Actually, good call. Touche.
Yeah. But it's wow, a moment of self-awareness by Trump. It's rare.
It's I got a lot of energy, and it's no, I don't smoke speed. Could you imagine me on speed? Oh my god, that sounds.
That is a kind of a good way to.
That's that'd be fucking crazy because I run on nothing.
He would die. He would die. He's morbidly obese. He would not.
Well, he's always been on some fen or something to try to lose weight. That's one of the things he's on diet supplements that are uppers.
It sounds like he gave up.
So he's always sniffing all the time. And it's bro, that guy's on some uppers.
Well, the Washington Post posted an article that they were handing out the speed in the White House the entire time. It was like what jet pilots take when they're going like around the world. And they were handing it out like, and then in order to come down off of that shit, they were handing out Xanax. I was like, man, like that's like kind of like my two wheelhouses right there, like an upper and then just like chilling on some Xanax. Like, I want to be in the Trump White House. I don't know what the jet speed is like, but I bet it's fun.
I bet it's fucking wild, dude.
I bet you get a lot of insurrection.
You want to fly from Seattle to Japan? The long way. They're like, nah, man, I'm good. Jesus Christ, we can make it in one trip, man. We can just make it straight there. I got a full tank of gas.
Yeah,
man.
I'm not making this up either. It's just like a Washington Post, like well-researched article.
And then someone's just like, "Thank you for flying British Airways." Like as they're like getting sat, and that's like that conversation's going on in the cockpit. Just like, played a lot of fucking Flight Simulator, man. I think I got this shit down.
I mean, as long as they're like over 6 feet, have a full head of hair, and a great voice, that's all I need from my pilot.
Yeah. Hey, yeah. I'm up here on
that's what I need.
I'm up here on a bunch of speed, and we're flying in Cincinnati. But it's about 5:30. We'll be landing. Wheels on the ground. It is 75 degrees, a little bit humid, but not too bad. And don't expect any rain for the rest of the week. Please sit back and hold on. Ooh, I saw a UFO, man. I just saw a fucking UFO. I haven't slept in 3 days.
He's like,
well, that's just a pilot.
He's like, your drink cart will be slightly delayed because your flight attendant Molly is currently sucking my dick in the cockpit.
Jesus Christ, I'd hope not.
Well, if you're a meth head pilot.
Yeah, maybe. Like a meth crew. I wonder if that exists. That has to exist. There has to be a group.
There is one. My brother.
Frontier?
He went to Hawaii and went skydiving, and all of them were meth heads.
Well, no. Well, I mean, come on.
I mean, it's a small operation, but if we give them some capital, some funding, some seed money, like we could grow that.
There's like, I feel like there's like 3 types of categories of people that like are skydivers. Like, we'll take you up, and they're either like mega druggy meth heads,
yep,
or it's some like got some religious backing to it, or it's like, oh, you like jump out of the plane and he's got like a JBL speaker and it's like, and God will raise you up
and
on eagle's wings, and they're just like, do you see this? This is the glory of God. Like as you're like plummeting down.
Our God is an awesome God.
He reigns from heaven above. Yes,
I started singing that to Tyson, the Iron Ape, the other day. And he's like, I have no idea. He had no idea what that song was.
Place you in the palm
of
God's hands.
He goes, awesome God.
I
was like, dude, that's like where the term comes from. Is like awesome powers like that God has like in the Bible. He's like, I'm never saying that word again.
That's when you go, awesome. You shouldn't. Yeah, there's some good old.
But I'm gonna call him out right now.
Christian bangers.
The Iron Ape won't swipe right if in your profile it says you're a Christian or a Republican. Now, your boy grew up in the most Catholic family of all time. 1 out of every 13 of my first cousins is a nun, and I've got 40. And I'm the only one who didn't get confirmed. And I'll still swipe right on a Christian, like, and a Republican, like. It's like, okay, I can hate Trump, but you can't hate all Trump supporters. That's like half the fucking country,
It's not half the country.
Okay,
it's
right.
less than like it's like
30%.
It's like less than 30%.
No, he's like steady at 30 on the psychos.
So that means it would have gone up.
No, I
think whenever he was,
I feel like his floor has been 30. Like sycophants that would never leave for no reason.
Yeah, and I guess like 20% of them vote.
Yeah, and so that's what I don't get with this polling shit. Like, it's like, okay, well, you guys have your polls, and then I also have information that you give us where it's like, Trump is losing like voters in the Republican Party because he got convicted. So there's a small percentage, but all you need is a couple thousand people in this election. Like last time it was decided over like 200,000 votes over 5 states, So like, so you would lose a percentage there. Nikki Haley's still getting 20% in the fucking Republican primaries that are still going on, and she's bowed out 2 months ago. So that's like people that might not vote for him. Like I don't, and then like he has like a base of 30% of the Republican Party. Like it's, the math ain't mathin', dude.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like out of the whole
He lost by 8
country,
million votes last time. And if he's losing votes, how the fuck is he gonna win again? I'm calling it bullshit. I actually threw money on after the conviction in my sports book, the odds for Trump to win the presidency. He became the favorite. It's for this entire time. It's just been even, 50-50. And and the reason why I looked because I thought about it because whenever the election between Trump and Biden happened, I'd already bet on Biden, but I didn't know that it went 9-1 Trump like during that election day. Otherwise, I would just empty my bank account and just become rich, like because all these idiots like, oh, he's winning because they like counted the in-person votes first and on purpose and instead of the mail-in. So, anyways, after the conviction, my sports book is thinking this is going to get him elected, so I got in with plus odds, like making juice on Joe Biden winning.
imagine making it so stupid that it's like, oh, we're gonna extend voting, but we're not gonna count any of the votes we get early. Like, just think about the whole process that they added, all the hoops and loops.
Dude,
And all
they were like going to the post offices and like fucking with their equipment so that they couldn't get out like the ballots. Like the Trump was not trying to be accommodating, and then like kind of recently he was saying like how mail-in ballots are like fraud, blah blah blah, and then but more recent than that, now he realizes like he could get mail-in votes too, right? And he's like mail-in, vote early, like it's like now it's all like before it was all fraud and bullshit. Now he's like do it, do it, do it.
Yeah, when people like all these mail-in votes in Texas, I was like, well, my dad's like old and he wanted to do mail-in voting and he didn't get to. He had to vote in person. But a lot of these Republican legislatures passed bills to extend voting so people could go vote or open voting early so people could.
Because we were in the middle of a fucking
could go
pandemic that
vote.
Trump caused.
And then they're
Trump
like,
went to China and
they're
got the
like-
virus and brought it back.
So if they're in Texas, when they're
Allegedly.
like, in Texas, and they're like, well, they opened the polls early, and it's like, well, who did? Me. And I'm pissed. Like it doesn't. It's so back ass
I know,
words.
but also, again, listen to what they're saying. You open the polls early, so more people could vote, and that's not advantageous for Republicans because when more people vote, they lose because their ideas aren't popular. So they've decided to stop coming up with good ideas because they never had any anyways, and started to try to cheat and make it harder for people to vote because they know they can't win like on the issues.
Yeah. Well, it says here they submitted a letter to revoke the gag order, arguing that the need for their client to speak is even stronger than it previously was. I bet. They cited post-verdict comments from President Biden and two key witnesses as reasons there should no longer be any prohibition on Trump's speech.
I hate how this shit gets reported as if it's a serious fucking letter. It's like they asked him to call it a mistrial like 3 times, like during the it's like it's Trump's lawyers. They're literally gave up and they're like they're just doing what Trump tells them to do. So
they said
so
that
reporting it like this, like as if it's like legitimate grievances, like it's like. And also on the like I noticed this too with the fundraising, they said they raised like $50 fucking million the next day.
Yeah.
And then on the source where they got that information on the TV, Trump organization or the RNC, and it's like, show me.
Well, if the RNC's saying it, that means that maybe they did and they've already spent it on
no, because RNC is being run by Laura Trump.
I know, exactly. So they would have gotten it and spent it on like centerpieces and stupid shit for more fundraising dinners.
He's like, fuck you, it's for my legal fees.
Mm-hmm.
That's all that yeah. So he gets. So first of all, I don't think it's true. I mean, Donald Trump's never lied about how much money that he has.
True.
He's
a very
he's like been
innocent man.
always very transparent with his finances. So I should believe him, but I don't know, for some reason I just don't.
No,
Let's say he did raise 50 million. He's still behind Biden by a lot. And what does he have to do? Get convicted of felonies every time for him to raise money? Like that's not a winning strategy. You know, you delayed the other three, so you're not gonna have another windfall of 50 mil, bro. And you know, like hit with him, dude. Like he's like allergic to money. Like he like can't keep it.
Trump's defense also pointed to the fact that he's debating Biden at the end of the month as a reason to he needs to be able to speak freely and defend himself.
You were right because you and your buddy Biden like went around the presidential debate committee and set up a debate. Like, then you have to release me from the gag order. It's
And
like no.
July 11th is
Yeah.
sentencing. He faces a potential of a year and a half to 4 years in prison, but no incarceration is mandatory for the charges he may be convicted of under state sentencing guidelines.
I don't know why everybody thinks this judge is gonna be easy on him. Like Trump was the biggest fucking asshole. Can't stop talking about his fucking daughter to this day. Like this
Yeah,
judge. Like,
why?
oh, let
Why?
me be lenient. Oh, have you like has he like been acknowledged? You know that he did wrong and been like sorry? No, he's out here like calling it bullshit. So like, and those are like guidelines the judge goes by. It's like, is he showing remorse? Absolutely, he's like the opposite of remorse. Like, dude, this guy's he's going to be sentenced to jail. I don't know if he's going to go. Uh, well, he won't go until after the election, anyways. But yeah, I just don't think that we're going to elect him. And like, okay, this vision came in my head. The day that he's not elected again, like, is that the moment that everybody in the Republican Party, what if the Democrats win the Senate, the House, and the White House? And it's like, why are you hanging on to Trump? Like, he has no fucking power, like political power, and he's a loser. Everybody he endorses loses.
Yeah. I mean,
Let's go.
I would be down for them to revoke the gag order just to hear him talk some shit because it'd be funny and he'd say some.
Yeah, because
stupid
he's just
shit.
lying. He's just lying. He's like, he's like the judge. He donates to Biden. I mean, maybe he did like donate to the Biden's campaign, but like Biden's not even involved in this. It has to do with you and your porn star, bud.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay. So this is gonna be a switch up. But we like space topics. We like tech, environment.
Hate the environment.
This is from the Washington Post by Nicolas Rivero. Could spraying sea salt into the clouds cool the planets? A city council meeting in Alameda, California on Tuesday will take center stage in the global controversy over whether to try cool the planet by making clouds brighter. Researchers at the University of Washington are studying a concept called marine cloud brightening, which aims to slow climate change by spraying clouds with sea salt. Salt particles help clouds form tiny, shiny water droplets, which reflect sunlight away from Earth before it can heat the planet. In April, University of Washington scientists started testing a saltwater spraying machine on the deck of the USS Hornet, a retired aircraft carrier docked in Alameda. The city paused the experiment in May, citing health and environmental concerns, but outside consultants hired by the city later concluded the test doesn't pose a measurable health risk to the surrounding community. Which that's fucking rare in California. Yeah, it's like if you're farting in the wrong direction, dude, that's a fucking ticket.
Ticket.
The Alameda experiment isn't meant to alter clouds or any aspect of the local weather or climate. Which, real quick, like Dubai, or like the UAE, yeah, in Dubai, like they do cloud seeding, like
Yeah, I know.
on the reg.
Dude.
I know, but like early Joe Rogan is like cloud seeding. Ooh.
I used to talk about cloud seeding, but when
I know, but
go back on my
then-
Instagram, there's tons of
but then
pictures
now
of me
there's
taking.
multiple countries who do it all the time.
So they were lying the whole
pu-
time.
in the open, and nobody says shit.
Well, because they were lying the whole time. So everybody who was like, "Man, these chemtrails are
They might not
fucking
have been.
weird."
They might not have been lying. They might have been like, "Oh, we never thought about that, but maybe let's check that out."
So people who talked about
The
chemtrails,
chemtrails is different. That's different.
chemtrails, we were right, man.
No, you weren't.
Yeah, because they're doing
Says
it.
who? No, the cloud seeding is different than
No.
chemtrails.
Nope, same thing.
Okay, so Dubai does that, and Dubai just experienced the worst flood that they've ever had, and it was like just like feet of rain in like a 24-hour period. It was insanity, and so everybody's like, "Oh, dude, the seed clouding worked too much," and that theory was going around like hard, and that's how I found out that like this was just out in the open that the cloud seed,
Yeah,
But
where they
but
spray shit in the atmosphere, and it looks like
yeah,
chemtrails, and it affects the weather and makes it rain, which is what people used to say, that they spray shit in the atmosphere and they make
I
it
thought it was
fucking
like people
rain.
were saying like the like condensation smoke like in the back of a plane, like the white trail is chemtrails. That's what I thought.
Which is what they do for cloud seeding.
And I think it's different than that, dude. Have you looked into this?
They're spraying shit, dude.
Wait, it looks like smoke.
Well, no, that goes in those lines and then it expands
Yeah,
out
that's cloud seeding.
and
No,
becomes clouds. I'm telling you,
no,
bro.
dude. No. Okay, well, whatever, however it looks, I don't care. But turns out cloud seeding, a lot of research done on this, and it can only at max like increase the amount of water by like 5 to like 8% or something like low. So there's like absolutely no way that you could cloud seed so hard to cause like a massive flood.
They cloud seed in Texas. Do they cloud seed in Texas? Most cloud seeding programs in Texas operate an average of 25 to 45 days a year, depending on cloud conditions. An operational day could last multiple flights with an hour and a half to 8 hours of total flight time. Because they're zigzagging across the sky and spraying shit and
They are spraying shit. I just thought
and making it rain. And
they were two different things.
And they used to say they weren't doing it. So we've been doing it here in certain spots since before.
Okay, but again, when did Texas start?
I mean, it says it has a link.
I'm saying maybe y'all like conspiracy theorists gave them a good idea, and then they're like, yeah, like we don't do that, but maybe we should.
This is from the Texas Department of Licensing and Regulation.
I think I've dealt with them because of tobacco licenses.
Legislature to adopt law in 1967 governing the use of weather modification technologies in ensuing years. Both
You guys
the
are
state
clowns, dude.
and federal governments provided funds for both cloud seeding research and assessing the impact of commercial weather modification projects because of droughts in places like Texas. Not saying, I mean, I'm just saying they're spraying shit in the sky and it's changing the weather. And
100%.
And that's
it's
what
public information since 1967, apparently, and you guys are just like coming up like it's a conspiracy, and everyone's like, what?
Well, no, because you
like there's public rec. We told you.
But you didn't know that they've been doing that in Texas since then, and they've denied.
No, because I don't look up where cloud seeding is going on around the world. I heard about the Dubai one because of the giant flood and then the controversy that arose because of it. So I organically heard about it. I'm not like Googling like, I wonder if Texas cloud seeds.
Well,
I wonder if that information's been available for.
Well, I was like, what the fuck is this zigzag shit in the sky all the time? And then whenever they do this, the weather gets shitty. That's the only reason I found. I was like pissed, and I noticed that this would happen, like, and I was like, dude, what the fuck is this? But
was the whole conspiracy that they were just making it rain?
Well, and then it depends. It's all about what they're spraying. So if they're
spraying, that's what I thought.
Like barium and a bunch of other stuff is like
you weren't tripping out. You weren't tripping out on like, oh man, they're making my day shitty. This zigzag. You were like, oh dude, they're putting chemicals up there.
No, I was like, this makes my day shitty. What is this? And then I was like, oh shit. And then I found a rabbit hole. Dude, I find rabbit holes and dive down them. But I have a rope.
Trust me, I know.
I have a rope. I pull myself out, but I remember my journey down the hole. And no,
dude, I'm Alice, and you're the fucking white rabbit, dude.
For sure, definitely. I have a good memory, so I remember like all of it, and I'm like, oh yeah, like there's I don't know how many different conspiracies or something I've talked about.
I first heard about cloud seeding on Joe Rogan's podcast when it was only on YouTube, and I was like bored and like just cruising YouTube. Yeah. It was like when he was like not even cashing checks.
Yeah, it was weird shit.
Yeah, it was.
It's weird
and
shit.
Then, yeah, I did go down a rabbit hole that day.
Yeah.
About the singularity.
Yeah.
I've looked up what is the singularity like a dozen times throughout my life, and I never like remember.
Got like go into a black hole.
I think it is like when technology and man become one.
No, the singularity exists, but that's like,
what is it?
It's like it'd be like beyond a black hole. So I'm trying to. I'm not like Neil deGrasse Tyson, but
but you look like him.
So like in Inception, he should like you'd be transcending space and time and like a whole nother thing, but you would be like destroyed. Like so if you would be like reach the point, go past the point of being matter.
And that's the singularity. Why is it called singularity?
Oh don't
Just
know.
a
If you type in what is
on
the
its phone.
singular, it says what's the first thing that pops up is what's the singing episode of Grey's Anatomy.
Who gives a fuck?
Mathematics. The term has multiple meanings.
That's what I thought. That's probably why I can't ever
Mathematics,
figure it out.
a point that is undefined and unpredictable, such as the point of a function is undefined, like dividing by zero. A black hole, the center of a black hole, a point of infinite density and gravity where nothing can escape, not even light. The Big Bang, the earliest moments of the Big Bang, which current physics can't describe.
I mean, that makes sense to me, the Big Bang, because it's like literally everything
Yeah, and then
in the
this
universe
is
is like all a single thing.
and then so technological singularity is a hypothetical future point where technology, specifically AI, reaches a superhuman level intelligence and capability, and technology growth becomes irreversible. So that's like something becoming like a sentient, like a conscious robot.
I don't know about sentient, but
A
like,
unique event, a point with profound consequences, like the JFK assassination. So it's saying
say that
like,
one again. Say that one again.
like,
Like O.J. Simpson, like
yeah,
like
O.J. Simpson
Carface.
would be like a singularity for like news broadcasting because that
Yeah.
changed how we watch the news and how we watch courts,
Yeah.
trials. I mean,
Never a high speed car chase on television.
O.J.
until after
Simpson doesn't kill that woman allegedly.
that. Shut the fuck up. You
O.J.
you know
doesn't
his
kill.
son did it.
We don't.
You know his
We
son
don't
did
have
it.
Nancy Grace, bro. We don't have
You know
Nancy
his son
Grace.
did it.
We don't have Nancy Grace. So if I could go back in time with a time machine, I'd stop OJ from doing that just so that we wouldn't have to deal with Nancy Grace. And she wouldn't have her little like missing kid TV show where she just like talks shit and defames people like throughout the day. She's like, "Oh, she totally killed her kid," and then it comes.
Would you hook up with her?
No, dude. That's Nancy
I think I
Grace
would.
is. You would. You'd hook up
She's
with
the
it.
singularity, bro.
That would be a singularity event in your life.
Nothing about her looks, nothing. Just it's Nancy fucking Grace. Let's go.
Just,
Let's go.
Just get it over with.
Fucking dude, like, dude, lock me up.
Make
fun of me.
I wonder if her hair would
Defame
move.
me.
Her hair sits on her head like Magneto's helmet. I don't know
Yeah,
how
it
to
does.
do
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
it's like it sits just like Magneto's helmet. It always
Dude,
tripped
that's
me
that
out.
Court TV hairspray.
I wonder if it would move. If it moves, I guess you'd find out. That's part of the singularity. You're past the point where not even light can escape.
Oh man.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like beyond a black hole. It's like, but you can't. It's impossible to describe. So in Interstellar, Matthew McConaughey's like, I'm going in this black hole. I got to see my baby girl. No, through a bookcase. That's like this could be what it is. Like everyone's like, that part's so cool. It's like, and that's when they really started making shit up in the movie Interstellar, because he goes past the point.
I get the black hole thing too now. Like, it's like this is an event, like, and like it's like this is happening, and it's the only thing that's happening.
But it's
right
like
there.
you can't. But it's like something that's beyond comprehension or explanation. Right. Like you couldn't explain what would happen if there was an AI supercomputer that took over the planet and blah blah blah. Because like that has. Like,
I mean,
we don't know. Yeah, but that would also be that's a. What did they say? A technological singularity. Whenever there's that swap, that'd be like a technology.
No, I think you're misreading
Big Bang.
that. I think what it's like. There's general artificial and general intelligence, and none of the AI is there yet. But that's like when AI could be smarter than a human or better than a human. But like what they're saying is like it gets on a level like that beyond that, like where it's like
superhuman,
smarter than all humans combined.
Yeah, it's like that's like what we were talking about earlier. Is like rogue AI takes control of the internet and all infrastructure and like it take over everything.
It already did. Like I think like it's like 60% of the shit on Google searches is AI generated.
Oh yeah, because it's just like collecting data.
And that's why these large language models are potentially going to get fucked because they're just like bad out, bad in. It's like they're feeding out bullshit, and then the other AIs are reading their bullshit and then feeding out
more bullshit.
Even more bullshit. Yeah, and that was a big fear. I don't know if it's gone away or not. Like maybe they figured out like maybe we should take the model, like stop feeding the models like AI generated shit. But yeah, like I really thought like so when somebody described that to me, I was like, Oh man, I was like, I that is so funny. Like this like $1 trillion industry could just get like wiped out in like a couple months because of just like how they were training it.
Yeah, that'd be like the guy who creates Skynet and Terminator, like his like coded it wrong and it's not working. And he's like, all right, this is going to be the best thing ever. And then it's like, oh shit. And it's like, oh, well, I guess we're not going to take over the world. Robots can't do that because this guy's a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Or we're stupid as shit. And we're just letting him talk to each other to try to make them smarter faster without realizing that it's like dumb as shit.
I will say like that I fell a little bit into the like anxiety about what AI could do. Uh, Now I don't at all. Like that's like boomer shit.
But that's technological Big Bang. So what if that was our Big Bang and it's in reality? What if we were created and then we had some big singularity?
Bro. If anybody was capable of doing it, which nobody was at the time when the internet came out, and explained to you what the internet.
I'm talking about the Big Bang. So I'm saying is like if that would be the technological Big Bang for them would be then it becomes sentient and then it becomes self-aware.
I don't think sentient has to be a part of it. It just has to be smarter than we can possibly be.
No, because I mean, in theory, it would be smarter because it already is because it's got all this wealth of
the sentient
information.
part doesn't. Like,
No, it'd have to be self-aware. It'd be like,
why?
oh, because that's
that's never going to happen.
That's the whole scary thing about AI is what if it becomes self-aware and it has its own free will to do what it wants?
It's impossible.
That's what they say, but then there's some people who say that might not be the case. So what if that does happen? That's like
And
ex machina. Ex machina. That's the whole thing. Is like
those people are cashing in on their Nvidia shares now. You know, that's what those people are doing. Like this thing has the power to save humanity or destroy the world. Like that's some hardcore salesmanship. And like Sam Altman like speaks in like hushed tones and is gay and like likable and young. And it's like, nah, dude, this guy's out here trying to take your fucking money like all these other people. Like it was capitalism after all. It's like this guy doesn't like. Kara Swisher says this like great, and Prof G are like co-hosts. Like American corporations are really, really good at making money, and we shouldn't trust them to do anything else.
Yeah, for sure.
So if you think that like OpenAI is gonna like go and check themselves for the good of humanity,
no, but that's
at the expense of profits, you're fucking wrong.
Well, what they're saying is, what if it becomes self-aware that it doesn't listen or follow anybody, and that's whenever it could go off the rails, and that's whenever it would be like, oh well, I'm gonna destroy all the world and kill everybody off it and take over this planet.
Well, you have to know how like they operate. Like so like they're just trying to get to the token. That's what their program.
No, I know, but that's the whole feel. That's what I'm saying is for them to become superhuman and transcend our control, they would have to be self-aware that they're under our control and choose to not do that anymore. So if AI ever had the ability to
could it know that that it's under our control and not be sentient?
I mean, I think it's aware, but not in the sense where it could break free or do whatever it wants. So that's the big fear of AI is if it gets so big, not that it gets so smart and it's like super smart. It's that what if it's super smart and nobody can control it?
No, what I was saying is the singularity would be that when it becomes super smart part, not when it like flips on us.
But it would really be if it became that smart and it became self-aware of what it was and what its goals and had its own ambitions to do those things and choose to use. That sounds crazy, but that's what it's like.
No, it's not crazy, but like those.
That would be the game.
Those are the right terms to use, but like I feel like when you describe it like that, it like people's like imaginations go off, and it's like. Okay, no, this is a computer program.
That's like Skynet. Skynet in fucking Terminator. He becomes sentient and controls the planet and just kills everybody.
Do you remember that fucking Google guy who was like the godfather of AI, and he said that he was talking to Gemini and that he thought that it became sentient and that he like told everybody and quit? Yeah, that guy looks like an idiot.
Well, that's the whole thing like with Blade Runner. With Blade Runner,
they're like not smarter than a house cat, and this guy is like, bro, they're already sentient. It's like, bro.
Well, that guy is an idiot.
But he was like,
but that's like,
not, though.
but Blade. That's like, yeah, the whole premise of Blade Runner is humans tracking down like self-aware sentient robots and hiding.
That doesn't mean it's going to happen.
Doesn't mean it's going to happen. That's the biggest fear with AI, is that if it chose to do that and it was that powerful, it could do whatever it wanted. It would print itself, it would print bodies and replicate itself a million times. There'd be an army of the same thing with some hive mind.
But why would it do this? How would it do this? So it doesn't add up, bro.
No, I mean, I don't know.
Okay, no, this is what I think. I think that
this is why there's laws and regulations with AI. And what
there's an executive order.
Well, yeah, or they're trying to
Trump
push
for literally tear up.
That the people are trying to do is that's because that's their biggest fear.
It's in right now. But
losing control of the planet to a robot.
Right, and I think what everybody's kind of realizing is it's going to be longer than it seems, because like it is advancing so much like right now, but like the whole like where we need to be worried, I think that's like a decade, 15, 20 years out, and
that's
hopefully
really soon.
Right, but I think on the way that we, as soon as we can get Trump out of the fucking way and like actually like behave like a normal country, and I think along the way, if we can get some good legislation, and we could prevent even like having to take care of it in the future because we didn't let it happen because we had like smart regulation.
Yeah, so that's probably what Rogan was talking about. Is he's afraid of it becoming like self-aware. There's like
when I was listening,
or maybe I mean if he's talking about AI,
like somebody mentioned the singularity, and then I went on a rabbit.
Oh, okay.
The whole where there was this guy, I knew his name for a long time, but he's always talking about the singularity. He's like the face of the singularity. He's like a good-looking like white guy.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about with the accent.
Yeah. So that was like I ran into him in the rabbit hole, and then he kept talking about it, and I just never. I might have Googled it and forgot, or because there's like 6 different fucking descriptions. Okay. Do you want to get to all these issues, or?
I really want to do this. I mean, we could either this next one and then the last one, because the last one's like a super hot topic that I kind of wanted to talk about.
I put that in like I thought I was done, but then I was like, I think Joseph. Yeah.
And it's not even just about the Pat McAfee shit. Just like
I literally put this in there. I was like, I bet Joseph would have put this in here if he was doing.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, let's hit him with the Pat McAfee.
Okay, well, if you want to get into the article, we can pull it up.
Yeah, so this is an article from the Washington Post again by Scott Allen. I'll read the title and then I'll let Joseph take over. Pat McAfee, he's like the golden boy at ESPN.
He's a chode. I don't know about golden boy. He's a big frat dude. Fucking Dave
he's
Matthews
completely
fan,
changed
listen.
ESPN. Like
Yeah, but I mean, he's a tool. Like it's fine.
I agree, he's a tool. I agree. Not a fan. Don't watch the show. My brother does. I think they're both tools together. I think, but I was just trying to explain to the audience that like he has like a show on ESPN, and then like they talk.
He's a former all-pro punter. He was a good football player. Played on the Colts for a long time. Always had a little bit of a swagger and an attitude to him.
For a punter.
And he's always had like a mouth, but he was like, he was like a character at that. So I mean, I like Pat McAfee, but the show is just like goofy. It's just not my thing.
Yeah, I feel like that they probably hit like gold like a couple times like early, like with like how the show was going and like that, and then now it's like it's like
his YouTube channel. So his YouTube show.
That's what I'm saying on the YouTube channel.
Yeah. He would have good guests.
And then now they're like trying to emulate like the good shows, as opposed to it being like more naturally like done.
Yeah, definitely more curtailed than it was before.
Okay, so Pat McAfee, he apologizes for using a vulgar word to praise Caitlin Clark. For the audience, he called her a white bitch.
He's like, this white bitch in Indiana is a superstar. That's basically what he said. I mean, could he have used better verbiage? Sure. But, I mean, was he besmirching her? No. He wasn't saying anything bad. I utilized a descriptor that I certainly should not have used, he said on Tuesday. To break down the whole story would take about 15-20 minutes. Obviously, if you haven't heard, you're not on the internet.
I didn't like the way you said it, because I actually didn't see the clip or anything.
Yeah, the clip's not bad at all. He said, this is what he said. When I was saying it, I legitimately meant it in a complimentary fashion, like Clark is the one. which is basically what he was saying. As I
Yeah.
said it, I didn't even think it through, honestly. I had no idea what was happening on the internet until 2.5 hours later. And then I realized and started reading through a lot of comments that were being said. It felt like actually one of the worst human beings on earth for a good portion of my travels yesterday. Even into this morning, from things people were saying, damn, those were not my intentions. But that's how you took it. That's on me. I do apologize, which I do appreciate because he did like take ownership in it. And like in today's culture, especially with this player, this situation, people are uber sensitive, which I'll talk about in a second. But he said he got a message back that she said it was all good, no blood. We move forward. She appreciates us reaching out and apologizing. So that obviously makes me feel a bit better. But to the people that got pissed off yesterday and offended, I understand. I learned a lot.
Yeah, like it wasn't her getting pissed, right?
No, this is what he said. I mean, she said she was fine. He's like,
So what are we talking about?
this is what we'll get into. But he said, I would like the media people to continue to say this rookie class, this rookie class, this rookie class. Nah, there's one white bitch for the Indiana team who is a superstar.
Yeah.
That's what he said.
Right, like can you imagine like somebody saying that about like white chocolate back in the day, like this white N word probably,
Yeah.
over there, like like he's a baller, like it's like yeah, it's like I get it, like what you're saying, it's like he's hyping her up.
Yeah, and you're on ESPN, you're on Disney, bro.
I'm just glad she's not like, oh, he called me up.
No, but I will say.
However, yeah, are you gonna talk about the reporter?
Well, I was just gonna. Well, which one? What about the reporter?
So there's a reporter. He was the beat reporter for the Indiana Fever, and when she was being introduced as on the team, he was in the press conference, and he held up the heart symbol with his hands, like that she does to like her family at games, and then he was, can you tell me about this? And she goes, yeah, it's like something I like do to like my mom and my sisters, like in a game, and he goes, well, if you could do it, like find me and do it to me one time, I think we'll get along. And now he's not even allowed in the building. And that was verbatim a quote of what happened. Like, that's exactly how it happened.
I mean, and this is what's been interesting about this. She plays basketball. She's a good 3-point shooter, not the best passer, not the best handles, not a good defensive player.
A lot of turnovers.
She's super chippy. She talks a lot of shit. She throws elbows around. So I'm saying is like, now, do I think people are picking on her? Nah. She put a target on her own back. Yeah.
Fuck, she was already gonna have a target. She's
yeah, exactly. So so like if you watch the whole play where she got knocked over, which is like a big controversy where she got a tough foul, she gets beat on defense. Someone hits a three, and then she sits there and starts talking shit to that girl, and was running her mouth to her. And then she misses a shot. This girl gets the ball down. She's talking shit to her the whole time, makes the shot, keeps running her mouth to the girl, so she runs up and shoves her. Are people kind of being physical? Yeah, the WNBA is actually more physical than people realize. They're not playing, and not to besmirch. There's some chicks that are fast as shit, but on average, they're not moving as fast. The game's different than in the NBA. So
how dare you?
And it's more every game in the WNBA has more of an NBA playoff feel to it in defense. And the game being a little bit slower from time to time, because playoff basketball, the court like gets bigger. It's just like it slows the fuck down. Like that.
Doesn't get bigger, it gets smaller.
Or smaller, sorry. So that's where I mean bigger, and just like people aren't flying around all the time. Like it seems like everything moves slow as shit whenever you're watching playoff basketball, and that's
100%.
And that's NBA. That's the WNBA, and so whenever the game slows down, it is naturally a more physical game. And so we're seeing the physicality. There's just more eyes on it. But she doesn't do herself any favors. Do I think it's all jealousy? Not really. Do I think there's some? I'm sure. But I don't think it's as
I just want to know
big. It's like this poor white girl versus all these black girls in the NBA. It's kind of corny as fuck.
Okay, but like I find this weird. What we've done as a society is like we've like these people who complain on the internet. We like create like that as if it's like a constituency that needs to be like addressed, and it's like she was fine with it. He didn't mean it in a bad way, But like what? Like 15-year-olds are like, "Oh my god, you called her a bitch," and then like serious people are taking them seriously.
Well, I mean,
You do it all the time. Like,
in today's world, people are always looking to be offended, and people are looking for a narrative. Like the Indiana Fever, are like what, like 2-10,
yeah,
3
that's
and
why they have
11.
Caitlin. That's why they got
Yeah,
Caitlin
that's why they
Clark.
got Caitlin Clark in the first place. The rest of the team's terrible. But like the coach, the GM issuing statements, we're sending clips of these rough plays off to the commissioner so they can do something about this because this has to stop. It's like it's just
Okay,
becoming too much. It's a little corny.
like for example, I just saw like a headline the other day when I was like cruising through the news plus, and it was like Swifties are now demanding that Taylor take a side or speak about the Gaza war, and I was like, okay, Swifties are all of them, the monolith, like it's like what? Like you guys went into a chat room? Like I don't get it. Like why are these people taken seriously? Like they're not people. Nobody knows the name of any of these people who are outraged. Yet they're all being thought about and apologized to all the time.
All of these publications and big media outlets started losing money to like clickbaity type shit, and now all they've tried to do is just come up with their own clickbaity type controversy shit to stir up stuff so they have something to fucking write about. It's dumb. Like I watched a game the other day, WNBA. Angel Reese got choke slammed. This girl got it. The other girl got ejected. She straight up got choke slammed on a rebound from
I didn't even
behind.
know you could do that to her.
You couldn't. You can't. But that's like
No, I just mean like I didn't know it was physically
Caitlin
possible.
Clark's not the only good rookie in this class that's getting picked on, but she's put a target on her back. She talks a lot of shit. These are about.
Okay. Yeah, right. She should be like, yo, how about you just thank me that your paycheck's gonna be higher next year because I'm in the fucking league.
I mean, we'll see if the TV.
Yeah, their TV deals
TV
are so fucked up. They're so fucked up. I just heard the numbers. It's like the NBA. They're like all the networks are fighting over like $2 billion to give them. The WNBA 28 million.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. Is like there's the market has to grow. So I mean,
But I'm telling you, it is growing already in real time because of Caitlin Clark, and everybody who plays women's basketball is going to benefit from this. So like to like shit on her, you're shitting on yourself.
I mean, yeah, but also, I mean, they're gonna play the game. The game is naturally chippy in the WNBA, and she's gonna get fouled. And if she's running around, running her mouth, talking shit, and she's some little skinny girl running off of screens
that's what's
all
great
the
about
time.
sports.
That's what I'm saying. So but like to make it some big like, oh, this white girl versus all these black girls is like the stupidest shit ever. It's dumb as fuck. Go click on like the comments of an article from anywhere that'll be posted, and it's wild. They're like, "Oh, these thug girls running around." It's like she's like Caitlin Clark is like white people's Larry Bird, so they're just like, "Oh man,
both from Indiana."
Took it to Magic, man. He took it to Magic, and those are the same people that like cheered when Magic Johnson's like, "I have HIV." They're like, "I told you, Larry Bird was better. He doesn't have He doesn't have the championships, the points. He had a bad back." But he doesn't have HIV. And then Magic came out like, me neither. We were like, whoa, what the fuck, bro?
My dad doesn't believe Magic ever had HIV.
You really?
Yeah. Okay. I've told you, and I've said it on the pod, I don't think that Stevie Wonder's blind. I just saw a video of this motherfucker at an award show, and the person, he's in the front seat, in the front row, and the person who's winning the award blows a kiss at him, and he immediately blows one back.
Well, do they say his name?
They say, and she's blowing you a kiss. Blow one back, Stevie.
But they could be like, thank you, Stevie, and he would be like, but no, he might. I mean,
no, it was like
if anybody's got robot eyes, and we just don't know about it.
He just never was blind.
No, I'm saying if he was, even if
and
he
also,
was.
Isn't Mr. Beast out here fixing blindness? Like, can't he get it fixed? He's rich.
Yeah, but those are like, no, maybe he did.
I guarantee he got it fixed and then just didn't want to fuck up the money. So
yeah, he just kept it quiet and was like.
But he's bad at it, dude. Like Shaq told me that he got an elevator with him and didn't say a word.
He's like, hey, Shaq.
He's like, hey, what's up, big fella? And Shaq was like, what? Like he said, he was like weirded out. Like he's like, dude, is this guy not blind? Like, I'm like, I called it, dude. He's a charlatan, man.
I saw the in the elevator. And he came up. He said, "Hey, that big fella." I said, "Whoa! I thought you were blind."
But also, Shaq is a singularity. Like, I think I could stand next to Shaq and be blind and know it's Shaq.
Shaq is America, and America is Shaq. That was like the peak of this country. Whenever Shaq was like the ambassador to the world for America. Pff,
Still is, dude. Icy hot.
yeah, but now it's different. Now he's all busy. He owns like Forever 21 and a bunch of other shit. He's like got
Like
his
what? Like the franchises, not like the whole thing.
no. He is like a majority owner of like the company
Of,
Forever
of
Forever 20.
serious?
Yes, dead ass.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, he owns like he's
You
now
can't
the
fit into a single piece of clothing, though.
spokesperson and part owner on the board of Papa John's now.
Yeah.
Talk
he took
about
over.
crazy. Losing your job of the company you start because you use the N word and then getting
And
replaced
Shaq
by
hits it.
Shaq, like the biggest black man we could find. Like
Well, what happened was
that's a
what
hard pivot from like we need a new spokesperson. It can't be John anymore because old Papa John's a little racist. And then they go get Shaq. Be like,
Well, no. What happened was Peyton Manning bought a bunch of fucking Papa John's in Colorado when he was playing for the Broncos, and he
Yeah.
wanted to get out, and so he sold them all to Shaq.
But then to make Shaq the spokesperson,
Right,
that's like a
yeah,
hard
yeah, yeah.
pivot from the guy
Well,
who
of
says
course.
the
Like,
N word
that's
to,
what you
to
have to
Shaq.
do.
Like you're like,
He said the N word multiple times in the meeting where they were telling him he can't say the N word. He was like, oh, I say. He's like, I say it all the time. Like, he's like saying it.
no, he was
Like,
saying
that's how clueless.
no, he was saying that he never says it, but then in that conversation he says it like six times. I listened to the audio, so he's like, it's like a conference call, and they're confronting him about him saying things that are inappropriate or racial slurs, and they tell him what he's accused of saying, and he's saying he never said it, but in turn, while he's on this phone call, he like repeats it like 5 or 6 times in defense of himself. Being like, I would never say the beep. I've never said beep in my life.
Right.
Beep, please. Like you're like,
He's like,
whoa.
you know, that-
what?
like,
He's
yeah.
drop a N, please.
He's hardwired in his brain to like find opportunities where he can say it and get away with it. So he's like, oh, here where I'm saying that I never
I'm
say
just
it.
driving around listening to my Young Dolph album. What are you doing? Like, right? Like he's just like vibing the fuck out. But no, yeah, I mean, I think it's being turned into a bigger controversy than it needs to be. And honestly, if the response to these people that have played in this league for years, who've helped create the platform that she gets to go play on allow them to make more money. I mean, the WNBA operates on on debt 100% of the time. The WNBA has never made a profit in the entire existence of the WNBA. It is a subsidy. It is paid for by the NBA. The NBA pays for all of
Why
it.
do they pay more?
I'm just saying, like, well, I mean, because if you're giving away that much money and it's just basically setting it on fire because not a lot of
Yeah,
people
but,
watch
like,
it. They don't have the TV
Adam
deals to back it.
Silver. Yeah, they do now. Like,
Well-
trust me, like
well,
it's
but-
about to get crazy. That's why you see Jalen Brown being like the highest paid player of all time. Like, because the money's gonna go fucking weird up.
Are you hating on Jalen Brown
No.
right now? Jalen
I
Brown's-
am actually. His handle sucks, and like that's what's
That's
up.
fine, but he's a G. He's gonna,
And he, like-
he's gonna
and he,
lock
like-
he can lock up Luca, that's for sure.
Okay, but he also is
Or
like,
Kyrie.
you could just see him every game. He's like, oh, I haven't shot the ball in 3 minutes. I have to shoot it.
I
no
just want to
matter
know. I'm in this sidebar, but I'm excited for the Celtics Mavs series, and especially because man, Mavericks fans are extremely overconfident right now in the strength of their team. We got the 2 best players in the world, and I'm like, man, I hear all.
They're saying that. I thought
Yeah,
you were
like no,
saying
I'm
Boston
hearing.
is.
I'm hearing. No, Boston's got 2 of the better players in the league
Boston
too.
has the best team in the league.
Yeah, so
It's like as far as depth.
like top to bottom, and I
Yeah.
think that Tatum and Luca, that's close to a wash. They're averaging about the same. Like Luca's averaging more rebounds and assists, but they're both averaging
But
36
Luca plays 100 games of basketball and he's still fat.
Yeah, he's also never
I
played.
like my NBA players to be in shape.
and it'll be
I'm looking at you, Kevin Love.
and it'll be interesting to see how they go about defending the Celtics with that depth, because I think that on defense, when they talk about like Lively and they talk about the Twin Towers and Gafford,
Like,
dude,
like that. Are those guys impressive?
Kristaps Porzingis is probably going to play. Al Horford's not shabby. Those guys are like walls. And then also like I
The
think
Twin Towers, like you guys went up against a bunch of soy boy, soft boys, like in Gobert, and then Carl Anthony Towns. He was like benched in the fourth quarter because not like Nazir, or what's his name, Nas. right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's just outballing him. And that's what the fuck.
Well, there's Gafford, Gafford and Blake
That's like,
Lively, and
dude,
yeah. So
I could get buckets on fucking Carl Anthony Towns.
it'll be interesting to watch, but yes, overly confident. Like overly confident. I'm not saying that the Mavs aren't good, but Boston's really good, and they've lost one game in the past 2 series and have barely had to travel.
Yeah, but we've seen them in the finals before. These guys.
No, not
Tatum's gonna he's gonna.
Yeah, but no. I think that Derek White's a better player now. You throw in Drew.
He's definitely more confident.
You throw in Drew Holiday, who wasn't there, but
never won anything
except the championship with the Milwaukee Bucks.
Yeah.
So no, he definitely and the Celtics are extremely tall and long and athletic. So the size advantage goes to the Celtics right off the bat. Depth advantage goes on. I mean, so Derek Jones is going to be on Jason Tatum. Okay, all right.
Just remember.
Okay,
Cleveland got swept, but like they were in every game.
So it's not like they haven't played tough games. That's what I'm saying.
I know.
Indiana was in every game too, and they came back on those games in Indiana to win on the road to win 4-1. They've been vibing, hanging out, and Kristaps Porzingis has been healthy for over a week, and he's practicing, and he's going to be back. So then you put Kristaps in there. Kristaps Porzingis is going to pull Lively or whoever the fuck is playing center out from under the basket, and then Tatum, Holiday, all these guys are just going to weave to the basket. They're going to pull and Al Horford can shoot the 3 too, man. Al Horford had like 7 threes in one of these games.
But what he can't do is win a championship. Only John Stockton and Karl Malone have played in more playoff games and not won a championship.
Yeah, but he won back-to-back college championships. If he wins
Florida.
If he wins an NBA championship, he will be one of the most overall decorated players in the history of basketball. Al Horford. In games played, 2-time back-to-back, he'd be
best player on the team.
He would, but outside of winning an MVP or a Finals MVP, he would be, not saying he's in Bill Russell territory, but
are you fucking
hold on. But Bill Russell, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, there's a very short list of people who've won NBA championships and won multiple college championships, and Al Horford would be on that list of like 6 people. That's what I'm saying. Like that's
like luck more than anything.
That's like no, but it's just like a fact.
Was it Michael Jordan?
No, because Michael Jordan didn't win. He didn't win.
Did they win?
No, he didn't win multiple championships in college, and then let alone back to back. That's like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I think he won 3. That's Bill Russell. I think he won.
I mean, like that's such a stupid stat because
it is, but that's what's
the grimiest shit they do in college. Like get players and like
that's somebody that I think the whole league would like. He's not a bad dude. Nobody would be mad if Al Horford won a championship.
That's actually kind of why I don't like him. Like I wouldn't hang out with him. He's corny. He just is, dude. He's like he is like our age and he like plays like he's like 50. He's like a boomer. He's like the old statesman. It's like, bro, you're 35. Shut the fuck up.
I think he's like 38, 39 now.
Yeah, well, whatever. You know what I'm saying? He's not even 40. And he's acting like.
But that'd be lit.
Wise man.
I'm just saying it's gonna be interesting to go see because those.
Okay, well, let me ask you, and then we'll end it. Do you want Mr. Bookie Two Shoes to lay down some action for you on the Celts?
No, because I don't think the odds are in my favor. I'm not going to win enough going against that. There's like 6.
They're not in your favor.
They're like 6.5.
If they're going to win,
they're like 6.5.
Matter.
Yeah, but no, I like to gamble and bet and make big money. It's got to be plus.
You only bet on underdogs.
I prefer to bet. I like to just bet when it's.
I prefer to get the juice too. I prefer to get the.
I want the juice, so that's it.
But
so
you don't get
there's
any
no juice
when they don't win.
If there's no juice, then I'm not interested.
That's
so if it was Nuggets,
think about that for 2 more minutes.
If it was Nuggets Celtics and Nuggets were favored because they're defending champs, fuck yeah. But in this one, it's like it's like when I placed the bet for the Eagles. It's because it was 50-1 odds for the Eagles to win the Super Bowl, and they won the Super Bowl. So why wouldn't I place that bet? That was like
I'm placing that bet because I like the Eagles.
But right now, I wouldn't place a bet for the Eagles to win the Super Bowl because it's not happening. You gotta wait for the right time. I want to strike when the iron's hot. I rarely buy Powerball.
I get
tickets.
it, but I only do it. Well, okay. So what is it? It's like 1 in a 230 million chance to win the lottery.
Yeah, but it's gonna be like $1 billion. Then
okay,
I'm like,
no, it doesn't have to be. Powerball costs $2, so double that. So when it gets to 480 million, you're getting even odds and then you're getting juice past that. I'm telling you, like, put in $2 to win 480 million. That's even odds.
Okay, I mean, I see what you're saying, but no, I mean, I'm probably not gonna. I'd bet somebody who's pro Mavs for like $500. Fuck yeah, but I would, but I'm not gonna place a bet through a bookie just to, you know, put down a grand.
Mr. Bookie too.
To put down a grand.
Not just a bookie.
Oh no! How about this? You can put the grand that you owe me down. You thought I forgot. Episode 139.
No. The video is still being reviewed so we don't even know, or the audio is, and we don't even know if I actually even said that.
No, you did.
You said Max was part of Family Matters. It wasn't even close.
That's not what it was about. It was about what was the name of the restaurant on Saved by the Bell, and you said it was the Peach Pit, and I was like, no, the Peach Pit is in Beverly Hills 90210. And then we looked it up.
And Max's is that?
Yeah, as Max's was the hangout weird retro restaurant in Saved by the Bell. And I was like, dude,
to be honest, I feel like they're the same restaurant, probably the same set.
And no, definitely not, because the Peach Pit was outside and it was close to the beach. So get out of here.
How dare you can move a set outside?
No, it was like an old timey kind of.
What do you know about a beach?
And they serve pie there, but.
At the Peach Pit, they serve pie?
Yeah. And then I remember warning you that you were making a grave mistake claiming that that's it and that, are you sure you want to do this? Because I'm 100% positive. And you were like, yeah, fuck yeah.
Okay, no, when I make a bet, like, that's it. It's done, right? Like, you'd be like, are you sure? It's like, well, I already did it, right?
Oh, yeah, okay. I was just, so...
No, I'm sitting on that. I put it in a 5.5% CD for you. So
oh, damn, awesome. Thanks, man. Really appreciate that.
You can still get those 5.5% returns.
I'll have to, maybe maybe when I visit, I'll cash that in from your bankroll and go to the card house with you.
No, I'll turn it into singles and we'll go to Spearmint Rhino.
I want to go gamble with it.
Nah, we're going to the strip club. With my Peach Pit money. Alright, y'all. That was like 2+ hours.
2 hours, 20 minutes.
And probably the best 2 hours of all your life. You're welcome. Who said that we couldn't do 2 in 1 week?
You're crazy. You got any deep words of advice for us?
Meditate, bitches.
Make sure y'all like, follow, subscribe. We really appreciate y'all tuning in and watching. It's always fun. 139. Every Don has his day. Donald Trump convicted of all of the felonies he was accused of.
No. I mean, just a third so far. 34.
Well, in this case.
No, I know, I'm not. But isn't that funny though? He's got 34, and there's only a third of the felonies.
Yeah, he's like,
charged with.
You got to come back for more, baby. But make sure y'all tune in next week on Tuesday. Like, follow, subscribe. Be nice. If you love somebody, let them know. It's very important. But we appreciate y'all swinging by. Stay out of trouble, you bitches. Go fuck yourselves.
Oh, shout out.
The delay.
Recording stopped.
Are we off?